The entire week is just a build-up to Friday, because Friday night is game time, because Friday night is football night. And now you're a part of the experience with My RDC Friday Night Rivals presented by My Computer Career. You're only seconds away from tonight's matchup.
Enloe takes on Sanderson.
Get ready for the hits, the big plays, and all the action. This is Friday Night Rivals.
My RDC's Friday Night Rivals, presented by My Computer Center, ventures to Cap 7 territory. The curtain rises on the conference season. We're live from Enloe High School in Raleigh, North Carolina. The 2-2 Sanderson Spartans visit the undefeated 4-0 Enloe Eagles. Good evening once again, everybody, and welcome to Raleigh alongside former ECU standout Jay Sohnhalter, Patrick Keenis. And we are ready to unveil the conference season. And for Sanderson, third-round knockout in the state playoffs last year. They won 9 games back-to-back years, taking on perhaps, Jay, one of the biggest surprises in the Triangle. Enloe is off to its best start in a decade. They're undefeated at 4-0. What's the matchup look like for you tonight?
Well, it should be a lot of fun. And Enloe, they're playing with a ton of confidence coming off this great start. They're an upstart program, such a bright future. And for Sanderson, with their success from the past, they have the recipe for success, but they're starting to get in their groove right now.
All right, well, let's get to a couple of stars that you can watch tonight as Enloe tries to go to 5-0. Let's start first off for the Sanderson Spartans.
Yeah, Patrick, Trey Baker, the outstanding junior quarterback, 5'11", but he's got a dual threat ability on the outside making throws. He's got a strong arm. He can throw every throw in the playbook, but also his leadership, still an underclassman, only being a junior, but he's really impressed. And for Enloe, Christian Rory, the 6'6", 260-pound defensive end, committed to Duke. He's a sturdy player on the edge, really controls the line of scrimmage on the offensive and defensive side, and a big-time leader for the Eagles.
Cap 7 season gets underway tonight, but we had Hurricane Florence roll through the area. Let's go to the third member of our broadcast crew, Aaron Summers, who fills us in on the impact that had on this game tonight. Aaron?
Thanks, Patrick. Sanderson and Enloe both had to cancel their games last week due to Hurricane Florence moving through the Carolinas. While both coaches said that they hated to lose the game, it did allow them to get healthy heading into conference play here tonight. For Sanderson to get the win tonight, they'll have to continue their strong special teams play and win what will be a very physical battle at the line. For Enloe, they'll need to establish their run game and get to that player to watch, Sanderson QB Trey Baker. Coming up next, it'll be the kickoff for Sanderson at Enloe here on My RDC.
I'm a student athlete, which means I'm still learning.
I'm still growing.
I'm getting important lessons about perseverance, teamwork,
determination, respect, and dedication through playing sports at my school.
Mom, Dad, Coach. In a few years,
I'll probably forget a lot of the details, but I won't forget the lessons I learned
from the way you act towards my teammates,
coaches, referees, and other fans. What kind of lesson do you want me to learn? I'm watching.
Sportsmanship, together we make the right call.
This message has been brought to you by the North Carolina High School Athletic Association.
At Hyundai, quality isn't an afterthought, it's built right in. Starting with Hyundai's very own ultra-high strength steel. In fact, J.D. Power just named the Tucson highest ranked small SUV in both initial and long-term quality. Hyundai, the longer you look, the more there is to like.
Now lease a new Tucson for only $159 a month or buy with $2,500 in bonus cash. Hurry in today.
Proudly representing the community for years, Oxner Permar is now proud to sponsor the Scholar Athlete of the Week for My RDC's Friday Night Rivals. Every Friday night, Oxner Permar will shine a light on an exceptional scholar athlete who inspires us all to do the right thing, just as we strive to make wrongs right every day at Oxner Permar. Plus, at the end of the season, one of these All-Stars will receive a $5,000 scholarship provided by Oxner Permar. Oxner Permar, we make wrongs right.
It's Nissan's Take Home a Titan Truck Month. The best time to take home big savings on our tech-filled family of trucks and SUVs, including Titan, Frontier, and Armada. Get to Nissan's Take Home a Titan Truck Month and take home big savings. Save up to $14,657 on the 2018 Titan, or get 0% financing for 60 months on 13 models. Hurry, Truck Month ends soon.
Back Back on the campus of Enloe High School in Raleigh, North Carolina for what could be Enloe's biggest football game in a decade. At 4-0, they're undefeated for the first time since 2008, taking on the 2-2 Sanderson Spartans. Good to have you with us. Patrick Keenis, Jay Sohnhalter, Aaron Summers down in the field. And we're looking at the coin flip down there, brought to you by the United States Marine Corps. For tonight's coin toss, the few, the proud, the Marines. Contact your local recruiter today. And Jay, a nice crowd gathering here tonight. Sanderson in white and red. And there you see Enloe won the toss. They will defer. There's so much energy right now about this program that 3 years ago was hapless. It was winless. It was under the direction of a different coach. 0-11 3 years ago. Now suddenly they're the talk of the triangle right now, but it's a whole different season now moving into the Cap 7.
Well, yeah, and you're right. And now 4 games into the season, 4-0, they've got the confidence. They've got the momentum, but now they're starting to get into the meat of their schedule. And when you get into conference play, everything changes. But they're really excited about where they're at this season, but also the way this program is really on the rise as far as trajectory goes.
Yeah, 2 years ago, 3 victories. Last year in the first season for Kenneth Blocker, the new head coach, they went 4-7, but they only rung the victory bell one time in the Cap 7, so a great opportunity for the Eagles tonight. And this is a good program. Sanderson has won 9 games each of the last couple of years. They went to the 3rd round of the state playoffs before Wake Forest knocked them out. How big of a task is it for the Eagles tonight?
Well, it's a huge one because Sanderson, they've had that success. They've had kind of the recipe, and they played long into the playoffs. Now, they lost a lot of players from last season's team. They're still kind of finding their way, but even though they're 2-2, they've got a ton of talent on their team, a lot of marquee players. You know, they're coming here on the road, and sometimes when you come on the road, you've got that mentality, you know, going against the upstart team. You do not want to give them an inch, and for Enloe here, you want to protect your home field.
Yeah, and there you see the Sanderson Spartans hustle onto the field. Nice crowd supporting the Spartans have come in, and they have a winner as a head coach in Ben Kolstad. Spent 9 years just down the road in Cary. They went to the playoffs all 9 years. Now they're trying to elevate this Sanderson program even higher. But here come the Eagles of Enloe to try and slay the Spartans.
And you said it about Ben Kolstad. He's turned Sanderson around, done an outstanding job. The same thing with Coach Blocker here at Enloe. Both of these coaches know what they're doing, know how to turn programs around. I've been impressed with these programs that really haven't had much success in the past, but now here in recent years, you can see things changing around.
And with Hurricane Florence that rolled through the area, first up, our thoughts are still with the families and the businesses and everyone impacted, especially out toward the coast. But it did impact the slate of games as far here as into the Triangle. So neither one of these teams, Sanderson or Enloe, played last week. Sanderson had to cancel its game with Green Hope. Enloe lost its contest with Millbrook. And they've had a tough time getting back on the field due to getting their teams consolidated and finding the right weather and a chance to regain that rhythm that they had rolling before Florence came through.
A tough circumstance, and you know, with the damage and everything that's caused by the storm, it was terrible. But for these players, with that time off, the biggest thing is, you know, they had to focus on getting fresh, but also staying mentally in the season. Because when you have time off, it kind of feels like it's the off season. But you've got to realize, hey, we've got a game coming up. This weather is going to clear up, and we've got to stay prepared mentally and physically for when we come back to the field. And when you don't practice a lot, it's hard to stay in, especially as a high school player, but you've got to maintain that focus and know that the middle of your season conference play is coming up.
All right, beautiful conditions here in Raleigh, 78 degrees. Enloe in the forest green and old gold will kick off, and they will try to put their defense on the field and slap down Sanderson. It's time for the next care kickoff. When you need urgent care, Next Care strives to ensure you and your family will experience the highest level of care. Next Care will open up this ball game. So Sanderson at 2-2, royal blue, scarlet and white, and the ball is in the air, and we're underway. And the return for Sanderson, Tyrell Ford looking for running room, and congested, and Ford brought down at the 25-yard line. Sanderson will open things up, and we take a look at the My Computer Career starting lineups, brought to you by My Computer Career. Starting lineup for Sanderson, to take a look at Trey Baker, their dual threat quarterback, through the air, 6 touchdowns, only 1 interception this year. And Colby Banks has been nicked up with injuries over the course of the season. He will be the featured back. And that's a look at your My Computer Career starting lineup. If you're not happy with your current job, in as little as 4 months, you could start an information technology career. Visit mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation. So ready to go. First play from scrimmage. And Trey Baker operating out of the gun wearing number 10. And this is where it all begins for the Eagles on the defensive side of the football. And before the first play, penalty markers are down. This will be delay of game on Sanderson.
And just from the outset here, Patrick, looking out on the field, the strength of this Eagles team is that defensive line. Aaron talked about it in the open. The line of scrimmage play is going to be so important for both teams in any ball game, especially for Sanderson here with this break coming up. We've got to have cohesion along that offensive line to slow down the defensive line of the Eagles.
So already behind the sticks. First and 15 for Sanderson, Cap 7 conference opener. And Baker, a keeper to the right end with room. And takes that one across the 30 to about the 31-yard line. And that'll make it second and about 6 to go as we take a look at the My Computer Career starting defense for Enloe. And where does the defense really begin and end for the Eagles?
All along that defensive line, led by Christian Rory. I mean, just seeing him physically, 6'6", 260 pounds. He looks like he's not only a college player, but possibly an NFL player, but he's only a senior, bright future. But this whole defense, really impressed with their team speed.
Yeah, Rory, number 9, he'll be on the right side, the defensive end. 32 tackles, couple of sacks. He was a backup defensive end as a sophomore. It tells you about the growth that he has had in just a short couple of years. Second and 6, inside handoff, and room to the left side and nosing just near the first down marker. And that is Colby Banks, who is back at full strength for the first time really this season, according to Ben Kolstad, the head coach.
Yeah, they're excited to have him back. A nice block right there by number 75, John Mahato, blocking out Rory there, sealing out the edge. A nice run to get positive yards.
Now for the offensive line, as we get a first down there on that carry, it's a Blue Cross Blue Shield first down. Be bold, be confident, live fearless, North Carolina. First and 10 from the 36. And here's Baker again, chased by Rory in the backfield. Gets back maybe to the line of scrimmage. Let's talk about the defensive way to stop Rory for the left side of that offensive line for Sanderson.
The biggest way is to run to the opposite side, but you can see Rory right there chased him down. You've got to chip him, you've got to double team him, you've got to do misdirections. Defensive linemen hate to have to find the ball. They want to just pursue and attack, but you've got to find ways to make him pause, make him slow down a little bit. That's by misdirection, chipping him, double team.
Called a game of yards, 2nd and 9. Baker's first throw of the evening, and the reception is made across the 40, knifing through, staying on his feet, and there goes Anton Popoff down the sideline, and he is into Eagles territory. Good yardage after the catch. Caught that and ran it another 14 or 15 yards.
Yeah, Kwame Dixon, the offensive coordinator, getting the ball out of the hands of Baker very quickly. A nice just hitch route by Popoff, and then you can see the determination, the resiliency, not only catching that ball, but getting yards after the catch.
Another Blue Cross Blue Shield first down, and into Eagles territory for the first time. Ball spotted at the 44-yard line. Popoff, more receptions than any Spartan on the field. A handoff inside and thrown down just across the line of scrimmage, and that is Christian Rory, number 9. They will need to account for him every play of this contest.
And he's on the backside. We'll see him come in, flash through the screen, unblocked. Somebody's got to chip him on the backside, even though the ball's going to the opposite side. You still have to get a body on him, and we can see he's already had 2 tackles on plays similar to that where he doesn't get blocked.
Now Banks, physical runner, about 5.5 yards a carry, still managed to nose head for a couple of yards. 4 receiver formation on 2nd down. And this is Banks again, trying the left side, running right at Rory, and gang tackle. Look at that pile, still pushing forward inside the 40 to about the 37, still be about 4 yards short. And this will be the first 3rd down shot for the Enloe defense.
And Banks here, excited for him to come back now. He's had some time off to rest, to recover. He's a big part of this offense for Sanderson here, 3rd and 4. You want to get the ball out of Baker's hands quickly here. If you're in the secondary for the Eagles, you got to know where the sticks are and play those short routes.
3 receivers to the right. Line of reach is the 34-yard line on 3rd down. And they run it to the right side. Looks like an option here. Following the blocker is Baker, and he is past the sticks. And will just have enough for a first down. They needed 4. And Trey Baker, the junior quarterback, gets him a 5. That'll be a first down for Sanderson.
And that's why Baker's so dangerous. He rolls out, and you don't know whether it's a run or a pass. And with his ability, with his feet, he just kind of stayed patient there, got to the outside, and picked up just enough, but very dangerous on the ground.
Another Blue Cross Blue Shield first down. Be bold, be confident, live fearless, North Carolina. And despite the penalty on the very first play of the game, Sanderson matriculating down the field to the 34-yard line. And a first down here for quarterback Trey Baker. Joined by Max Webster in the backfield. Some missed time in there, and there's the second flag of the evening. And Lynn Roberts, our referee, indicates a illegal procedure against Sanderson.
Patrick, one thing to watch tonight, special teams play and also penalties. Which team can kind of play those two phases the cleanest is going to have a big edge. With this time off, it's so hard to stay in rhythm without practice time.
Yeah, is that one of the things we should look at? Because most of these teams didn't get on the field until earlier this week. They missed really a full week of practice time.
Yeah, it's hard to simulate that when you're not practicing. So I think penalties are going to be huge. And same thing with special teams. It's hard to practice special teams, and that's a phase that really doesn't get as much attention as the other two.
His drive now has encompassed 4.5 minutes. First down and long. Baker looking to throw. Pressure coming, dragging across the middle. Easy catch by Devereaux down the sideline. Gets through a couple of defenders and near the 10-yard line. The senior Josh Devereaux, only 3 catches all year, but he dragged across the middle. Nobody picked him up. Had a perfectly well-thrown ball.
It was man coverage, but no man on Devereaux right there. Excellent job with a clean route, presenting himself to Baker. The good hands, a huge gain. And Sanderson, they're not throwing deep passes. They're just kind of throwing it short. Nice design with their scheme and their play calling, and doing a good job executing.
It's Sanderson in the Wake 86 at green zone. Help keep Wake County litter free at 86 your trash. Inside the 10-yard line, stretch handoff, and the give is taken. This is Webster angling to the pylon, and then nailed out of bounds inside the 5.
Sanderson pretty much exclusively running the ball to the right side, and Webster with enough speed, no contain for the Eagles. They've got to find a way to bring him back inside into the bulk of that defense.
Daquan Rogers, Hamilton Moore collaborate on the tackle. Second down from the 4-yard line. They need a couple of yards for one more first down to really set themselves in position for the early score. Baker to Webster, up the middle, touchdown. And there's a statement drive for Sanderson. Right down the field, couple of passes, mostly on the run, and Max Webster takes it in from 4 yards out for his second touchdown of the year.
They really mixed the run in the pass. Really good on this drive, and right here was a quick hitter right up the middle. Webster just following his blockers. They sealed off the middle. A good job getting in the end zone, but Sanderson executing at a high level, and boy, for Enloe's defense, they're known for their physicality, but right there they got pushed back.
So there's our first Leith Auto Park Honda touchdown for Webster and Sanderson. And the extra point got tipped and still clears the crossbar just enough. Off of the foot of Hampton Bender. And Sanderson takes the opening kickoff, drives right at the Eagle defense that included Christian Rory, and it's a touchdown lead for Sanderson. The ball to Enloe when we come back. 7-0 Spartans midway through the first.
Your vehicle search ends here. Hendrick Chevrolet in Cary has North Carolina's largest selection of new Chevys, plus up to $15,000 off MSRP. Find new roads at HendrickChevrolet.com. That's the power of Hendrick.
Ready? It's happening right now at Rooms to Go. Pick from 100 beautiful rooms, each under $1,000. Picture it, your home fully furnished in your style, with living rooms under $1,000, dining rooms under $1,000, bedrooms under $1,000, 100 stylish options under $1,000. And it gets even better. Finance for $20 or less per month, interest-free. Furnish your home to perfection. Now at Rooms to Go.
Your vehicle search ends here. Hendrick Chevrolet in Cary has North Carolina's largest selection of new Chevys, plus up to $15,000 off MSRP. Find new roads at HendrickChevrolet.com. That's the power of Hendrick.
Touchdown lead for Sanderson, 7-0 on top of Enloe on the game's first drive. And let's take a look at the Saltwater Seafood scoring summary. Brought to you by Saltwater Seafood Market and Fry Shack, fresh seafood daily. 5 minutes, 10 seconds, 85 yards, and a couple of penalties, and they still were able to surmount that big pass play on 2nd and long and set it up.
Yeah, Baker did it with his legs, but also his arms. Finished off the drive with the ground game going to Webster. Their offensive line held up front. Plenty of time for Baker to throw the ball.
Yeah, when you take a look at the Sanderson offense, the wide receiving core, most of the backs have senior experience. Yes, Trey Baker is just a junior, but he's surrounded by a lot of guys who played a lot of big games in their Spartans career, and they led the way. So a 7-0 lead for Sanderson, and time for another Next Care kickoff. When you need urgent care, Next Care strives to ensure you and your family will experience the highest level of care. So Enloe's defense, which entering this contest, giving up about 11 points a game, gets a knife through in the opening drive by the Spartans. And now we'll see how this Enloe offense fares. Bender boots it away, end over end to the near sideline. And it is fair caught around the 21-yard line by Bryce Rogers. And that's where this drive will begin. As we take a look at the My Computer career starting lineup, here's a look at the offense for the Enloe Eagles. Jaden Wortham has a lot of options on the ground behind him.
Well, and great running backs. And whenever you've got great running backs, it also opens up the play-action passing game. So Wortham, he's got a lot of options all throughout this offense, but it really all starts with him.
There's a look at Hamilton Moore. Almost 700 yards for Moore through the first 4 games. But another guy to key on, number 71 on the offensive line, Joe McLam. You can't miss him. So here come the Enloe Eagles. Down by 7. And a stoppage again by Lynn Roberts. And we get an early timeout taken by Enloe. There's a look at the second-year head coach, Kenneth Blocker. Hired on the last day of February in 2017. Replaced David Green, who left Enloe to go to Green Hope. And what has Coach Blocker done to turn this program around so fast?
It's amazing what he's done, because this culture here had to be changed. And it started off in the building, as far as not the football building, but the classroom, in the school building, changing the attitudes, changing the belief of the football program, getting the kids to be more disciplined, focused on football, and just changing how they really act on a day-to-day basis as far as their work habits goes. And then he took it over to the football field.
Yeah, we had a chance to talk to Coach Blocker before the game tonight and earlier in the week, and he's very casual, loves his kids, but it's academics first here at Enloe. And if you don't know a lot about this Enloe High School, it's not only one of the best academic high schools in the Triangle, it's one of the top academic high schools in the country. And so they pride themselves on academics, very bright on the field, and boy, they are now translating that into on-field success. And again, just 3 years ago, the seniors on this team were 0-11 as freshmen. Toss goes in the first play from scrimmage for Enloe. Hamilton Moore, the ball carrier, picks maybe the 5.5 yards back off of that penalty. So 2nd and 10 coming up for the Eagles.
You talked about Moore. He's committed to Yale, so that just shows you the academics.
All right, then another look at the My Computer career starting defense for the Spartans. Max Webster, who just scored that touchdown, a two-way player. A lot of these guys on the Spartan team are, but they like to kind of go 3 for 2. So not playing every single play, offense and defense. Jaden Wortham, the quarterback, and he will toss to the left side. Cutting it back, Hamilton Moore now reverses field. Big room to the left sideline, to the 50, waiting for a block. He takes it and taken down near the 30. Big yardage for Hamilton Moore. Play was designed to go the opposite direction. Moore cuts it back and tacks on another 35 or 40.
Well, great running backs have to have speed. They have to have agility. But the biggest thing is the vision and the patience. And Moore right there waited for the block to develop on the right side and never really did. So then he brought it back to the left, and then he took off. A huge gain. Very strong run by Moore there to start off this game.
Yeah, that'll be 45 for Hamilton Moore, who now is over 700 already this year. Ran for over 1,200 a year ago. He's well on his way to usurping that. So that's the reply that the Eagles were hoping to get after allowing the score in the first drive. Here's an end around, little jet sweep to the right side. This is Swain, and Swain takes it down to the 20. That should be enough for another first down for the Eagles. And the officials will stop play and mark the football. That'll be another Blue Cross Blue Shield first down. Or will it? No, it looks like Lynn Roberts saw a hold on that play on the jet sweep. Bring it back.
And even though it's coming back, look at Moore, number one, his block right here, opening up Swain. He had the big run, then as Swain came around the edge. Right there, the block to help out his teammate. Now there's a hold, so it's going to come back for nothing there, but still very unselfish play by the star running back.
Well, that's going to cost the Eagles 13 yards on that hold. So you can see the absence of work over the last week and a half is impacted. We saw 2 penalties on that opening drive by Sanderson. We saw an early timeout taken by Enloe before their first play, and now a key hold negates a pickup of 11. So this is still first down, but about 13 and a half yards for Kenneth Blocker's Eagles. 7-0 Sanderson. Under 5 minutes to play here in the first quarter. Out of the shotgun play fake, throwing down the sideline, looking for Isaiah Jacobs, makes a catch, oh, he drops it. Jacobs dropped it inside the 5-yard line. Perfectly thrown football by Wortham.
And I'll tell you what, Sanderson loaded the box, so Wortham took advantage of it. One-on-one coverage on the outside. Beautiful throw, great loft. Jacobs beat his man, just not able to bring it in, and it's so tough when the ball's just sitting up there, but you've got to find a way just to focus on it all the way in.
Sequoia Holland on the cover there. Might be sending a thank you card after that drop. Couldn't make a better throw if you're the junior quarterback, Wortham. Great play call. All for naught. Need to reach the 21-yard line. 2nd and 23. Now they play it safe, and this is Moore. Made the first man miss and then stacked up right at the 41-yard line. A gain of 3, but the Spartan defense pleased now. They now have the Eagles far behind the chains on 3rd down.
And I'll tell you what, Patrick, that long passing play, it's going to be there tonight because Sanderson's loading the box, trying to stop the ground attack, trying to stop Moore, and that's kind of where they're playing their scheme. Stop the run. They're willing to give up plays in the pass game as far as one-on-one coverage. So Wortham, he's going to have his opportunities.
For this undefeated Eagles team, this has been a bit of a deflating start, giving up the touchdown, dropping a pass that would have put the Eagles on the doorstep of a tie. And now it is 3rd down and 20. Wortham looking, a lot of time. And now he will tuck and run up the sideline, but well short to the first down, angled out of bounds at about the 32. So picks up about 9, but now it's 4th down, and you're well out of field goal territory here. So you have 2 options if you're Kenneth Blocker. Pooch kick, try and pin back the Spartans, or go for it on 4th down.
And I think in this situation, you just need to be aggressive and go for it. You don't want to put the ball in harm's way on special teams. Not really going to gain that much. But with the coverage in the secondary and as far as Moore goes, his running ability, I think even though it's 4th and 11 here, you're going to have an opportunity to be successful if you pick the matchup you want.
Well, the first 4 games for Enloe, quarterbacks have made 35 combined passes, and now we get a stoppage and a timeout taken by Sanderson. So this is a bit out of their comfort zone on 4th down and 11. And we'll come back. 4th down, key moment in the first quarter for the Eagles when we return. 4th down facing Enloe. Down to touchdown when we return.
My computer career, they said, forget about the degree. Let's get down to the meat and potatoes of IT, and let's get those certifications, the things that employers are looking for. With my computer career and getting these certifications through here, you have that opportunity for advancements to much higher pay. Yes, my computer career does live up to that training for a better life.
Take the free career evaluation at mycomputercareer.edu. Hit the Better Life button now for your new beginning as an IT professional.
Mike here from Leith Auto Park Honda in Cary, and we've got clearance pricing for a limited time on award-winning Accord, Civic, and CR-V models. We don't play any games or gimmicks because we don't have to. Our amazing staff and tremendous selection keeps our customers happy, and our Leith Peace of Mind pricing keeps them coming back. You'll also get Auto Park for life. That's oil changes, loaner cars, and more, all at no cost to you. So hurry in to Leith Auto Park Honda for clearance pricing before time runs out. It's easier here.
Fourth down coming up for Enloe. Let's go downstairs to Aaron Summers with a very special guest, Aaron.
Sergeant Peterson, if somebody wanted to join the Marines, what would be their first step?
Yes, ma'am. Their first step would actually be reach out to a Marine Corps recruiter in their area. Just like anything else, like looking into college, we definitely recommend doing it earlier on in the school year, or if they're graduated, just pick up the phone, look them up on Google, and it'll tell you the closest recruiter in your area.
As a Marines recruiter, what is your purpose in the community?
My purpose in the community really is to build relationships in the community and to produce a better product of the civilian coming out as they leave the Marine Corps. And I have to qualify those who are maybe not there yet.
Thanks, Patrick.
All right, thanks a lot, Aaron. Well, there we just saw the fourth down play. Corey Collins, the intended receiver, well covered, bracketed front, bracketed behind, tip ball. And the Sanderson defense stands tall and takes it over on down.
Yeah, Sequoia Holland playing safety right there. Ball bounced off him, but good coverage right in the middle of the field. And Sanderson, they were ready for the passing play. And that defense held up after a big run, Patrick. Kind of held tough there to get off the field.
So the Spartans up by a touchdown, take over at the 32-yard line. And a bit of an exhale right now for Sanderson. If that dropped near a touchdown pass earlier in that drive. Sanderson 2-2, lost their opener, won their next two against Nightdale and Apex, and beaten last couple of weeks ago 28-12 by Heritage. And a first down carry across the 30 to maybe the 33-yard line. Minimal gain right there for Trey Baker.
The linebackers for the Eagles, they're almost going to have to be spies on Baker. And we've already seen the tendency running out towards the right, rolling out. That's his favorite side to run to. He's got great legs. They've got to find a way to keep him in the pocket.
So 2nd and 7 on the way for Sanderson. Lost in the third round of the playoffs last year to Wake Forest, perennial power. Finished 9-4, had 5 guys move on to Division I scholarship football. Baker, inside handoff, room up the middle, and here goes Colby Banks, diving over the 40, slithering to about the 44-yard line, and that should be enough for a first down.
Banks starting to get fed the ball, starting to get in his groove. The offensive line standing up tall a little bit there, but nice job sealing off the edge. William Hall leading the charge there on the ground. Banks, when you haven't been in the flow of a ball game, it's so good early in the ball game to get fed the ball. Kwame Dixon is really involving him here in the game plan.
Yeah, there's the somewhat small yet powerful stature of Colby Banks, and he has been very tough in between the tackles. Another Blue Cross Blue Shield first down, 44-yard line. Spartans up by 7. 5-man rush. Time though for Baker. Lofts it down the sideline and off of the fingertips. Incomplete at the 20-yard line. Just a little more air underneath would have given senior Dylan Bollinger an opportunity to reel that one in. 2nd down.
And Baker, he's got a strong arm. We'll see him right here. 5'11", 160 pounds, but he can throw it deep, just a little bit too far. The offensive line picked up the blitz. Plenty of time to throw the ball for Baker, and so important to really hold up.
Right, Enloe defense back in the field. Let's go back downstairs to Aaron Summers about this Eagle D. Aaron?
The defensive coach's message to the defense prior to taking the field right now was to take away the inside and force Sanderson to the outside. They said they punched you on that first drive, so we need to punch them back.
That's exactly what they gave Sanderson. Almost took it. Another bump near the line of scrimmage, weaving through. Banks again, springs to the outside to the 35-yard line. Pickup of 21 for Colby Banks.
See Banks, nice job waiting for the hole to develop and then attacking. And you can see right here just a physical attack. It's going to take multiple guys to bring him down. Very sturdy, hard runner, strong legs to pile through for extra yards.
Rogers on the tackle. And another Blue Cross Blue Shield first down for Sanderson, already leading by 7. Football inside the Enloe 35-yard line. Trey Baker surveys his options out of the gun, 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Pressure up the middle, flushes him right, throws to the sideline. A small gain there. Rogers on another tackle. And that was Colby Banks out of the backfield.
Daniel Bryant got the interior pressure, number 75, 310 pounds coming from his defensive tackle position. But you can see Baker there, it really doesn't faze him. He has a good feel for the pocket, knowing when to get outside.
You can tell he's going to be a big leader of this program this year and then next. Starting shortstop on the baseball team as well. Good arm, good poise, excellent feel. 2nd and 6. Baker keeps. Great fake it was. Swings to the outside. Look at that speed. Hit another level. And inside the 20-yard line, that'll be plenty for a first down for the Spartans.
And we see him now going towards the left, the zone read. But Rory, see him drop down the line of scrimmage flat, going for the running back. Great recognition by Baker, seeing him going towards the running back, knowing that the left side was open.
And the Spartans are back inside the Wake 86 in green zone. Help keep Wake County litter free and 86 your trash. 7-0 lead already for the Spartans. We're inside 2 minutes to play in the opening quarter. 3-receiver formation. Slot left is Popoff. Baker looks off at him, heaves it to the back pylon, but nobody there. Good man-to-man coverage on the weak side of the field. John Wright did not bite. 2nd down.
And Henry Kohler right there kind of stopped on the up and out route. Baker kind of looking over there. He threw it towards the corner of the end zone. Kohler not there, but he kind of looked back to see where the ball was hesitated. And that's why no one was in the corner.
Well, the Sanderson offense, despite a couple of penalties, they couldn't get on the field most of last week because of Hurricane Florence, and finally got on the practice field earlier this week, and for the most part, the offense is humming. 2nd down. Design sprint to the right by Baker. Where's he going? Looked like a broken play, and wrapped up right around the line of scrimmage. Kind of an option look for Trey Baker, that played it conservatively. 3rd down.
It's going to be important for Enloe to continue to rotate guys in and out of the lineup here on the defensive side. Sanderson, they control the clock here in this first quarter. I know it's only the first quarter, but still, the depth, it's still warm. Something to consider here for Sanderson as they continue to run the ball and really pursue the rushing attack on the line of scrimmage.
Final minute, first quarter. Line of reach is the 7. This is 3rd down for Sanderson. Baker, time to throw. Fade in the back corner, has a man. Popoff makes the catch. Back pedals into the end zone. Touchdown, Sanderson. Anton Popoff's 3rd of the year. Another exquisite throw by Trey Baker. And it's 13-0 Sanderson.
So accurate. And Popoff running a corner route. The secondary for the Eagles looking in. Some of the shorter routes for Popoff. He's one of the top wide receivers there. Uncovered. Again, great execution. The mix in the run and the pass for Sanderson on the drive.
Bender on for the extra point. First one got deflected, still made it through. This one is clean. So our Leith Auto Park Honda touchdown from Baker to Popoff. And 2 first quarter strikes by Sanderson. Spartans up 14 on the road against undefeated Enloe.
They've attacked quick. They're on fire right now, and it doesn't look like they've had any time off, Patrick.
There's Popoff, one of the captains of this team. And that entire wide receiving core, basically all seniors. Banks, we saw him out of the backfield, grab one from Trey Baker. So the first drive, a lot of runs. Second drive, a lot of passes from Trey Baker as we take a look at the saltwater seafood scoring summary. And again, a drive of 6 minutes plus or minus 6:10 here, 80 yards, 8 plays, and a lot of gashing plays for the Spartans.
A lot of time on that field, and they look tired, the Eagles do, because they're having to run all over the field. Sanderson going sideline to sideline, but you said it, on this drive they really attacked through the air, and it opened up because of the ground attack.
Saltwater Seafood Market and Fry Shack, fresh seafood daily. And now this is a really important character test for this unbeaten Enloe team. It's different if you have something to lean back on and rely on, the success over the history of the program, but that's being built. It's not established here for Enloe. So we'll see if Daquan Rogers and the stars of this Enloe program, Rory and others, if they can make the big play, elevate and get their mind back in this game. Here the kick across the sideline. Rogers lets it go. So this will at least present good field position here for Enloe. Inside 40 seconds remain in the opening quarter. 14-0 Sanderson. You look ahead to next week, Sanderson with Leesville Road. Enloe to Millbrook. I mean, this Cap 7 conference has always been incredibly strong here in the Triangle. This is when things are taken to another level. Ben Kolstad's been through it before. But for a team that's 4-0 like Kenneth Blocker's squad is for Enloe, not that there's a target on their back, but they've gotten a lot of people's attention.
Yeah, and it's different when you're kind of in the driver's seat compared to being in the back seat. and now with the first game of the conference season, it's so important to start off 1-0.
Right, full house backfield, and this is Swain. Gets around the corner, and he has speed. Up the sideline, here goes Hamilton Moore being chased, and escapes a tackle, and Moore takes it in. Touchdown on the very first play for Enloe. That didn't take long. There's their attention grabber. There's their character test. Hamilton Moore, almost untouched.
And Moore was on the team as a freshman when they went 0-11. And really here, his speed, so impressive. But he's 6'1", 210 pounds. And he can run fast. He's physical. Again, getting to the outside with his vision. He's got such a bright future. But kind of getting punched a couple times. The Eagles being down 2 scores. This senior throwing a punch of his own.
Just ran right through that tackle of Caleb Harmon. And now for the extra point, Laith Marjan. And cuts this to a 14-7 game. First quarter, yes. Badly needed, absolutely. But Hamilton Moore, 7th touchdown of the season. After the kick went out of bounds, and was he touched here near the line of scrimmage? No. Turned the corner. He wasn't touched until about the 2-yard line. He takes it in 65 yards, covering 13 seconds.
And Sanderson's loading the box, too. There's 8 guys down there, only 1 safety back deep, and Moore still able to speed away from the defenders, but he got to the outside, blocking on the inside, kind of jumbled everything up. He recognized it, then got to the outside, and then it was just a foot race from there.
So it's 14-7 Sanderson, and after Hamilton Moore just raised it in 16 seconds, let's go down for more on Hamilton Moore from Aaron Summers. Aaron?
For a long time, Enloe has been known for their academics, but Hamilton Moore, when he got here as a freshman, he wanted to change things a little bit. They went 0-11 his freshman year. He played varsity then, and now they're undefeated. He's made it a point to marry the academic and athletic success here at Enloe. He's committed to Yale. He's got over 700 yards on the season so far. Coach Blocker calls him a nerd with a 4.2 GPA.
Hey, nothing wrong with nerds, and Yale has recruited him more to play linebacker than he will as a running back, but he comes from a very gifted academic family. Mom attended Duke on an academic scholarship as well. And a bright future for Hamilton Moore, and I believe business or finance is going to be his area of study in the Ivy League. But his area of study right now is the defensive alignment for Sanderson. 14-7 Spartans lead. 25 seconds left in this opening quarter. And can Enloe cover the kick? Well, not particularly. Strong return out to about the 35-yard line by Bollinger. And with 19 seconds left. Sanderson will have it. They've had two highly successful drives. Now for the Enloe defense here, Jay, you're a defensive mind. You've been ripped up by the run on one drive, carved up by the pass on the next. How do you now play in between and make sure that you're able to stop them somehow?
Well, I think it all starts with the defensive line, and they've got to get penetration. They've got to get penetration in the ground game, but also putting pressure on Baker because he's had plenty of time to throw the ball. For Sanderson, I would continue to feed the ball to Banks. He's looked so good. He looks fresh. He looks motivated.
All right, Banks in the backfield, flank to Baker's left. Line of scrimmage, 34-yard line. This is Banks. This is where he's been effective in between the tackles. And he met resistance just past the 35. And that should take us to the end of the opening quarter. As a Spartan a little bit late, that is Banks, a little late to get up. And that will take us through a pretty electric opening quarter. Banks a little perturbed as he heads to the sideline. He'll get a blow. 14-7, Sanderson with the lead, but a big strike by Hamilton Moore, getting the undefeated Eagles back in it. We're done with one. Sanderson 14, Enloe 7.
Plastic bottles in North Carolina are creating jobs in our communities. They are separated, sorted, and packaged by your neighbors. Bottles are ground into small pieces called flake by your friends. The flake is cleaned and melted into pellets, then transformed into socks, your favorite shirt, the carpeting in your car, as well as other bottles. When you recycle plastic bottles here in the Carolinas, you're providing employment for an estimated 3,500 people. When you recycle your plastic bottles, you're making a positive impact on your community. Your bottle means jobs.
Your vehicle search ends here. Hendrick Chevrolet and Cary has North Carolina's largest selection of new Chevys, plus up to $15,000 off MSRP. Find new roads at hendrickchevrolet.com. That's the power of Hendrick.
Proudly representing the community for years, Oxner Permar is now proud to sponsor the Scholar Athlete of the Week for MyRDC's Friday Night Rivals. Every Friday night, Oxner Permar will shine a light on an exceptional scholar athlete who inspires us all to do the right thing, just as we strive to make wrongs right every day at Oxner Permar. Plus, at the end of the season, one of these All-Stars will receive a $5,000 scholarship provided by Oxner Permar. Oxner Permar, we make wrongs right.
Ready? It's happening right now at Rooms to Go. Pick from 100 beautiful rooms, each under $1,000. Picture it, your home fully furnished in your style, with living rooms under $1,000, dining rooms under $1,000, bedrooms under $1,000, 100 stylish options under $1,000. And it gets even better. Finance for $20 or less per month, interest-free. Furnish your home to perfection. Now at Rooms to Go.
Your vehicle search ends here. Hendrick Chevrolet and Cary has North Carolina's largest selection of new Chevys, plus up to $15,000 off MSRP. Find new roads at hendrickchevrolet.com. That's the power of Hendrick.
Back to Enloe High School, part of MyRDC's Friday Night Rivals, presented by My Computer Center. 14-7, Sanderson leading Enloe. Patrick Keatis, Jay Sohnhalter, Aaron Summers down in the field. Third drive of the evening for the 2-2 Spartans. They've scored touchdowns on their first two. This is Baker airing out deep down the left sideline. An acrobatic catch made as a flag comes in. Dylan Bollinger hesitated, let the defender run by, caught the pass, but a late flag came in, Jay. We'll see if the reception holds.
Well, we'll see up on the offensive line, Mitchell Hayes, the all-world left tackle, only a junior, blocking Christian Rory, and then coming down with the pass. We'll see. Boy.
Are they going to call Bollinger for offensive interference here?
It could be on Bowens. I think he had a slight little push. Usually, you know, he'll go the defensive side, but Bowens there had his right arm out.
Here is Lynn Roberts. Holding on the offense, roughing the passer on Enloe, and that one will supersede the hold. So not only is there a reception, there'll be more yards tacked on. So Trey Baker now 5 out of 6 here to open this game for over 85 yards.
He's been accurate too. And there directly in the pocket, he got drilled, but still was able to throw it on the money.
And that football is going to be placed Looks like at about the 15-yard line. So we are inside the Wake 86 at green zone again. Help keep Wake County litter free and 86er trash. Big hookup from Baker to Bollinger, and the penalty for roughing the passer tacked on. And after the big run by Hamilton Moore of 66 yards to get Enloe on the board, this is not what you wanted to see the Enloe defense give up. Another big play plus a penalty. Trey Baker, junior quarterback, out of the gun. 3 receivers spread across the formation, slot to the right. And he will hold on to it. Good fake. Baker gets the corner, makes one man miss, and then takes it out of bounds inside the 10, avoids a hit. You can see, again, the feel of Trey Baker. He had the option to hand off to the inside to Banks or hold on to it. Pulled it back, had some speed at a good angle.
It brings that added dimension. When you've got a quarterback that can not only get to the outside, has great speed, but he's got the recognition on the zone read. That's so tough to recognize where the defenders are and whether that's a play to hold on to the ball or hand it off to the running back. But he's the type of leader that makes a decision on every single play, and it's always right. It's always right. He's always carrying the ball or handing it off depending on the coverage of the defense.
Gain of about 7, second and short. Banks sets to the right of Baker. And he will again take it away of the gut to Baker, drive it straight ahead. And no signal yet. Now it is a touchdown. Touchdown, Trey Baker and Sanderson. On another zone read by Trey Baker. And it's 20-7 Sanderson. 3 possessions, 3 touchdowns, 3 different ways.
Look at this execution on the zone read. Look how long he held on to it with Banks on his hip there. Kind of put Rory in no man's land, and then right at the last minute, he took the ball out of the belly of Banks, dove into the end zone. The execution there, just so impressive for Sanderson.
Well, you're seeing the entire offensive playbook right now by Sanderson. And on for the extra point, Bender bangs another one through. So the 3rd Auto Park Honda touchdown for the Sanderson Spartans. 1 to Maxwell, 1 to Popoff, and now Baker gets one on his own on the ground. 21-7 Sanderson, just 40 seconds into the second quarter.
A lot of offense here tonight, Patrick. These offenses having their way. And again, Baker, it started off being so accurate in this ball game, throwing deep balls, throwing short passes. He's had plenty of protection up front.
Well, we can take a look at the Saltwater Seafood scoring summary. We talked about the first 2 touchdown drives for Sanderson. One just under 6 minutes, one just over 6 minutes. That one took 1 minute. The Saltwater Seafood scoring summary. 1 minute for a 3rd touchdown now for Sanderson. They lead 21-7.
Kwame Dixon mixing in the run and the pass, but in the running game, a different array of running calls with the zone read, stretches, big plays up the middle. He's really forcing this Eagles defense to pause, try to find the ball, and run sideline to sideline.
Well, if there's any silver lining for Enloe's defense, they weren't out there long. But if there's any downside, they've been ravaged 3 different possessions for 3 scores. Time for another Next Care kickoff. When you need urgent care, Next Care strives to ensure you and your family will experience the highest level of care. Sanderson coming in 2-2. They've won 9 games each of the last couple of years. Enloe at 4-0, but a big jump up in class and in focus for the opposition. Short kick. And Enloe will grab it at 31-yard line, and up man staggering down that far sideline is Daquan Rogers. And a nice return. Best field position of the game for Enloe. Well, we've yet to see a couple of things here from Jaden Wortham's Enloe offense. Number 1, sustaining a drive. And more importantly, number 2, defensively, they need to figure out a way to spend some time on the sidelines and stop the Spartans when they get the ball back.
Yeah, and they've got to give their defense a break over there. I would continue to feed the ball to Hamilton Moore. Sanderson hasn't found a way to stop him, so you got to continue to feed him, even if they load the box and use up some of this clock to give your defense a rest.
Full house backfield again on 1st down for Enloe. And this is Moore. Had the big run a moment ago, and an ankle tackle just across the 45-yard line to about the 48. Didn't look like a whole lot, but more with that big body, long strides, picks up about 7.5.
And just amazed at how big he is, how physical he is. Again, he's only a senior. 6'1", 210 pounds. Just think about the growth he's going to have once he gets to collegiate level. He's only going to get bigger, stronger, and faster. And already, he just kind of looks like a man amongst boys out on the field.
Called a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2 for Enloe, just on the doorstep of midfield. And that should be enough for a first down across the 50 to about the 48-yard line. Christopher O'Neill on the carry. And a reminder coming up at halftime. Stay tuned for the Hendrick Chevrolet halftime report. We'll have this week's Oxnard-Paramar Scholar athletes, participating school interviews with the principals, highlights from across the country, and more. Find new roads today at HendrickChevrolet.com.
And Patrick, we saw the Eagles going to play action pass, a huge passing play to Jacobs. He wasn't able to come down with it there in the first quarter, but this is a perfect time. 2 early runs to go to play action pass.
Well, no wide receivers in this formation. This is Hamilton Moore again, dancing to the right side. Look at him bursting through and takes a couple of defensive linemen with him. Power back with his size. And this is really the kind of drive that I think Enloe would like to see. As Hamilton Moore lost the helmets and he'll head to the sideline for a play, but churn up some time, hold on to the clock, and let Hamilton Moore kind of put his thumbprint on this drive.
The offensive line getting push up front, getting up to the second level to the linebacker, so important to get those double team blocks moving downhill. Enables the running game to get going.
Hamilton Moore working on his helmet on his own. He wants to get right back in. He will miss one play. Corey Collins, DeAndre Swain check in the backfield now. Collins will be the slot man to the left. Swain up top of the screen on the right. High snap, lost in the air, regathered by Wortham in a broken play, and Wortham makes something out of it. A first down yardage on a play that almost led to the first turnover of the game. Good control and poise by Jaden Wortham.
It was one of those where you go, oh no, and then you go, oh yes. Right there, looked like it was going to be a disaster for Wortham. Focused on the ball and then just used his speed and agility to break away.
Well, not only a high snap, and then he had it bound off of Christopher O'Neill, his running back's shoulder, almost dislodged it. And that's another Blue Cross Blue Shield first down. Be bold, be confident, live fearless, North Carolina. Most comprehensive drive of the night so far for Enloe, trailing 21-7. Approaching 9 minutes left in this first half. Hamilton Moore stood up on the sideline for Sanderson. Thought they had him stood up at the line of scrimmage. They were jumping up and down cheering. Hamilton Moore still picks up about 4.5 or 5.
That's the amazing thing. I mean, when you've got a running back as talented as Moore, you can't go with him with one guy. You've got to have 2, 3, 4 guys going to tackle him, because as big as he is, he's going to fall forward. He's going to churn his legs. And you're right there. It looked like it was going to be nothing. Then now it's 2nd and 6.
Well, that might be their best defensive stop on Moore tonight. Picked up 4, 2nd and 6. And contact right in the backfield immediately by Sanderson's Parker House, number 64, slowing down Moore that time.
He used his quickness. House only 185 pounds, but coming off the edge and getting into the backfield. That's how you slow down a running back. You don't let him get any steam, any momentum moving forward. Good job by House, recognizing the play and then darting through, being aggressive.
Just a yard for Christopher O'Neill. 3rd down, Enloe, a long 5. 8 minutes left first half. Hesitation move in the backfield. Cutting, this is O'Neill, hanging on for dear life as the penalty marker comes through. And this might be a horse collar against Sanderson. Looked like Tyrell Ford was simply along for the ride. And that will be enough for a first down and then some.
And the Sanderson defense kind of got bottled up in the middle, no contain. And then the face mask there, also a stiff arm, but a good physical run there, finishing off to get the first down.
And here's the call from Lynn Roberts. 5-yard face mask. So a nice vicious run there by Christopher O'Neill. Picks up first down yardage and the penalty tacked on. So another first down brought to you by Blue Cross Blue Shield of North Carolina.
O'Neill, 230 pounds. There's a lot of power coming from the backfield of the Eagles down to these Sanderson defenders.
Enloe in the wake, 86 at green zone. Hamilton Moore, room. If he makes one man miss, he's in toward the goal line and shoulder down shorts. There was room on that right side for Hamilton Moore, but the help came just in time.
Tyrese Watson, the fullback, number 40, you'll see him off the edge. A nice block right there. And it looked like Moore was going to go to the outside, but then he cut it back in. Lee held contained. And then the Sanderson defenders found a way to swarm over.
And Trevion Gregory, number 90, one of the top defensive guys on this Sanderson team. Banged him down, 2nd and goal for Enloe. And just before the snap, whistle's blown. And this will go against Sanderson. Offside on the Spartans, half the distance. Well, Ben Kolstad's defense knows a run is coming. Try to get a head start. Won't cost them much.
And that's a testament, though, to Enloe, their offensive line right now. Sanderson's playing the run. They know it's coming, and Enloe's still able to pick up positive yards.
And this is 2nd and goal inside the 3-yard line. Enloe down by 14. Deep crouch by Wortham. Hands off. Patient run by Moore. Up close to the goal line, but he did not get in. Might have to see Enloe be a little bit more creative than that to pound it in.
And here for Enloe, great drive. But really, you've got to think, this is 4-down territory. You need to score a touchdown. You've got 2 downs to get into the end zone. And Wortham in this huddle, this is where you got to talk to your offensive line, running backs. Hey, guys, we have to score. Be physical up front and be relentless on your blocks.
Well, the lead back is Tyree Watson. It is now 1st and goal inside the 2, and this is Hamilton Moore through the middle, and Moore takes it in. Touchdown, Enloe, 2nd of the evening by the senior Hamilton Moore. It is 21-13 Sanderson. Best drive of the game for the Eagles.
It was really perfect for Enloe. They gave their defense a break. They controlled the line of scrimmage. They didn't even put the ball in the air. They just continued to churn the clock, use their different array of running backs. They pounded the ball up the middle, and they capitalized on the strength of their team, which is the running backs.
Followed the lead block of Tyree Watson. Extra point knocked through by Laith Marjan. And it looked like a penalty marker came through after the extra point. We'll keep it here momentarily and get the results of this. Following the 2nd Auto Park Honda touchdown scored by Hamilton Moore. And the officials will confer. Jaden Wortham heads to the sidelines. Extra point will count. This may be simply added on to the kickoff here. Extra point good. And a dead ball personal foul going on Enloe, and that will be enforced on the kickoff. So that Leith Auto Park Honda touchdown by Hamilton Moore, his 2nd of the game, and draws Enloe to within 7. 21-14 Sanderson. 6:43 to play first half.
Miller Mott understands motivation. Miller Mott understands goals. Our dental assisting program makes it easier for you to start doing what you love. Kick off your new career education today at Miller Mott College in Raleigh.
Rich's parents know he's out tonight because he drove his Hyundai with Blue Link technology that texts his parents whenever he drives farther, faster, or later than he should. His parents got the message. Now, so will he. The Hyundai Elantra and Sonata. The longer you look, the more there is to like.
Now you can choose between a new 2018 Hyundai Elantra or Sonata for only $149 a month. Hurry in today.
Miller Mott understands motivation. Miller Mott understands goals. Our dental assisting program makes it easier for you to start doing what you love. Kick off your new career education today at Miller Mott College in Raleigh.
Friday Night Rivals presented by My Computer Career. 21-14, Sanderson on top of undefeated Enloe. And Take a look at some of the highlights here of that last scoring drive. Brought to you by Saltwater Seafood. 9 plays, covering almost 4.5 minutes, 60 yards, and the second touchdown by Hamilton Moore. That's your Saltwater Seafood scoring summary. The boys had a drive that Enloe needed, down by 7.
And they were down 14-0. They responded with a touchdown, down 21-7. They responded with a touchdown. Enloe, very resilient coming back in this ball game, and both offenses really having their way.
But then the personal foul penalty as the extra point was knocked through on Enloe, and head coach Kenneth Blocker was reaming out some of his players on the sideline about playing with too much energy. So 15 yards marked off against Enloe on the kickoff. So this should result in very good field position as Dylan Bollinger fields the kick, and he's hemmed in short of the 40-yard line. All things considered, pretty well defended by Gregory Branch and the Eagle special teams unit.
Yeah, they stayed in their lane, got off their blocks, and did what they had to do to get down the field as quick as possible. And now, Patrick, you know, on the defensive side for Enloe here, they haven't had a lot of success stopping. They've got to find a way to get some turnovers.
All right, a reminder, during the fourth quarter of tonight's game, we'll be selecting the Miller-Mott College play of the game. Miller-Mott, changing futures, changing lives. Kick off your new career with Miller-Mott. Sanderson has not been stopped so far tonight. 3 drives, 3 touchdowns, but they can't quite shake Enloe. Only a touchdown on top. Trey Baker, though, has been almost perfect. Junior quarterback for the Spartans. He's out of the gun. And throws for Bollinger. Nice fingertip catch. It was not on the ground. Bollinger knifing through the middle. He may go. Switches the football left to right hand. Down the sideline to the 10, to the 5. Stiff arm to the pylon. And he is... no signal. Sanderson fields it to touchdown. And it looks like Bollinger will be marked short. All began on the catch on a pass that was inches off of the grass.
Heck of a catch right there. What concentration. And Enloe brought the blitz. Baker threw the ball right to the side of it, but then Bollinger able to focus, and then he took off. Great run with the stiff arm to finish off, but went out right at the 1-yard line.
60 yards on the reception by Bollinger. From the minus 39-yard line to the 1. And Baker will hand off and knocking it in. Colby Banks. Touchdown, Sanderson. 2 plays. And the lead grows back to a couple of touchdowns. So Colby Banks, another Leith Auto Park Honda touchdown for Sanderson. And we've seen Enloe take a couple of standing 8 counts here in this first half. There's another one.
Yeah, and the defensive line there, that's the strength of this defense. They've got to come off the ball harder there. They just kind of stood straight up there, made it much too easy for Sanderson to get in the end zone. And I know you're on the 1-yard line, but you've got to show more fight on that play.
Senior Hampton Bender for one more PAT. This one again was deflected and again carries over the crossbar. 2 plays, 61 yards, and Sanderson regains a 14-point lead.
And that was a perfect play call with the blitz coming, the screen call, throwing the ball right to the side of the blitzing Eagles. And then from there, nobody was in coverage, and Bollinger, too much speed, another huge play by Sanderson.
Here's a look at what set it all up. Did that pass, did the nose of the football come off of the grass? Maybe. It was brought in by Dylan Bollinger. 2 plays, 62 yards officially, 20 seconds. Saltwater Seafood scoring summary for Sanderson. And banged in one more time by Colby Banks. 28-14 Sanderson.
Matato and Mays on the left side of the offensive line, getting good push up there. And then on the screenplay, wide receivers blocking downfield. So Sanderson really doing a nice job downfield, their teammates helping out, enabling these big running gains.
And it's been chunk offense for Sanderson, especially on first down. I'm not sure we've seen a 3rd down play for the Sanderson offense in this first half, but that has to change for Enloe to have an opportunity to climb back into this one. Daquan Rogers wouldn't turn down a big special teams play.
Patrick, which defense is going to step up? I mean, both defenses not faring well tonight, and at some point, one of them has to step up and get a stop.
Fair catch signaled for and grabbed to the 26-yard line. So a safe play by David Dowdo. So 14 points down, Enloe football. And a reminder coming up at halftime, the Hendrick Chevrolet halftime report. We'll have this week's Oxnard-Paramar Scholar athletes participating in school interviews with both principals, highlights from across the country, and more. Find new roads today, hendrickchevrolet.com. That's all coming up at halftime. 6:06 left to go in the second quarter. Sanderson 28, Enloe 14. Enloe in the forest green, old gold uniforms, working right to left, down by 2 scores. And they have seen a steady dose of Hamilton Moore, number 1 out of the backfield, a couple of touchdowns, one on a big long run, the other on a very methodical series for Enloe. But outside of Hamilton Moore, haven't seen a lot of versatility outside of the one long pass play early in the game. But Ben Kolstad knows this is not a passing team. That might have been their one surprise shot down the field.
And I think they're going to have to take a couple more shots because this isn't a passing team. But they've got to loosen up the Sanderson defense. Look, the whole defense is in the box. I mean, they've got all 11 guys down there.
This is Moore again, probing to the right side. Very little there. Sanderson loading up the front line. Enloe bringing Christian and Rory on as a tight end to try and provide another little bit of big size on the right side of that offensive line.
No matter how good your running backs are, at some point, if you've got 11 guys down in the box, it's hard to find lanes to run through.
We haven't seen this formation all that often tonight from Coach Ken Blocker. 4 receivers, 3 to the left, 2 stacked in the left slots. And out of the pistol, high snap, and they're looking to throw. They flare it out, swing, gets a block, 35-yard line out to almost the 38. There's a nice little block by Corey Collins, number 2. Sanderson's Jamal Ash thought it might have been perhaps a block in the back, but will not be enough for a first down, so sets up, or will it? Yes, it will. Barely enough for a first down to the 38-yard line.
And Collins just far enough ahead not to get the flag. His head came right in front. And a good block there, especially not getting the flag and picking up the first down.
Blue Cross Blue Shield first down. Be bold, be confident, live fearless, North Carolina. Motion on the left side of the line. And an early run through by Parker House. We called his name near the goal line the last possession, getting through. But he was a little bit too eager this time. But was he drawn off? Lynn Roberts in the white hat, our referee. Trying to see who had what first. And it goes on House and Sanderson.
And I'll tell you, House, only 185 pounds, not the biggest guy, but his strength is his speed. Get off right there, and boy, it was close. It was close there. Again, House, we've seen him really get good penetration, getting into the backfield quickly. It's because of his first step, and there he got called for, but it was very close.
Well, when you're matched up and trying to beat Rory with an inside move on the defensive line, you need a little extra head start if you can. Power run over the 45 to about the 48-yard line before the tackle is made by Caleb Nance. So Hamilton Moore picks up about 5. This may move the chains depending on how they eyeball it. And Lynn Roberts unsure, stops the clock. He wants to take another look. So they may measure, or Lynn Roberts may say that's enough. And they are calling for the sticks. 4 minutes left first half, 28-14, Sanderson leading Enloe.
And one of the weaknesses for Enloe so far this season is coming out of the blocks quickly. And Coach Blocker talked this week about trying to improve in that area. And I think he's got to be pretty pleased with his offense. I mean, they've done a nice job, especially on the ground. But on the defensive side, this is not the start he was looking for.
So they will measure and see if this is second and short or a first down. It's going to be a first down. We talked a lot about Hamilton Moore earlier in the broadcast. And number 9, Christian Aurori, on that same Enloe side. He's heading to Duke. I mean, he and Hamilton Moore, freshman teammates on that 0-11 team. And there were some stories that floated around that other high schools were interested in perhaps poaching them to a different school, play for a winner. Why do you want to stay at Enloe? But very well grounded, very academically driven, stayed here, not only reaping the academic success, but now the success on the field that this football team hasn't seen in better than a decade. And this is Moore, big burst of speed, breaks through an ankle tackle, and lunges to about the 41.
And Moore looks good. I mean, he's got talent, he's got the size. Again, just his vision here. This is going against the loaded box. We'll see him there with the extra burst, then the ability to fall forward. He's going to have a special career at Yale. And to your comment, Patrick, about this program being built up, that's special to be there 0-11 and now see success.
And it's kind of setting the bar for everybody else behind them when they leave. Moore protects the football, gets through the first line and takes that one to about the 33-yard line, but Moore's hurt. Moore is grabbing that left leg, left knee, and Hamilton Moore, the recruit to the Yale Bulldogs, is down. And he went down immediately, clutched at the knee. And boy, let's just hope that he banged knees. We'll check on the status of Hamilton Moore when we return. Clock stops, 3:25 left first half. Sanderson 28, Enloe 14 on the Friday Night Rivals Game of the Week, presented by My Computer Career.
Saltwater Seafood has the freshest seafood in town and the best customer service.
Saltwater has the freshest seafood in town and the best staff.
Saltwater gets their fish fresh every morning.
Hey, Dante.
Check out the catch of the day at saltwaterseafoodnc.com and join our mailing list for weekly specials. Our fresh fish come daily from the North Carolina coast, and we're open every day but Monday.
I love their fresh fish right here at Saltwater.
Mike here from Leith Auto Park Honda in Cary, and we've got clearance pricing for a limited time on award-winning Accord, Civic, and CRV models. We don't play any games or gimmicks because we don't have to. Our amazing staff and tremendous selection keeps our customers happy, and our Leith Peace of Mind pricing keeps them coming back. You'll also get Auto Park for life. That's oil changes, loaner cars, and more, all at no cost to you. So hurry in to Leith Auto Park Honda for clearance pricing before time runs out. It's easier here.
Senior Hamilton Moore, who has scored both touchdowns for Enloe, shaken up on that last play. Good news is, as he walked off under his own power, and he's quickly up off of the training table, maybe just bang knees with one of the Sanderson Spartans. Before the ball game, Aaron Summers had a chance to sit down with a very special guest with some connections to tonight's broadcast. Aaron?
I'm here with Enloe sophomore Michael Parker. She's also a member of the volleyball team and a part-time employee at Saltwater Seafood. Michael, what do you like about being a student here at Enloe?
I like the diversity and having friends and the opportunities I've been given.
How do you balance volleyball, school, and working at Saltwater Seafood?
Well, Mike has a very flexible schedule for me. I tell him when I have school and when I have volleyball practice, and we work it up.
What's your favorite food there?
I think my favorite food would have to be either the Hush Puppies or a flounder sandwich.
What do you like about playing volleyball here at Enloe?
I like playing volleyball here because I just have a great connection with my teammates, and we all just get along, and we can have like the most amazing times.
Thanks.
All right, thank you, Aaron. Thank you, Michael. And now kind of a revamped backfield here for Enloe as Hamilton Moore out a play, banging knees, but it looks like a sigh of relief for the Enloe Eagles that he's going to be okay. And he now is back on the field as we resume with inside 2:45 to play in the first half. 28-14 Sanderson, but the Eagles on the drive.
Well, a scary moment, and you just feel for him when he was down on the ground, but so good to see him back and coming back in this ball game and getting involved here, and big drive here for the Eagles.
Second down, and here is Hamilton Moore. He's back, tries to hop over a would-be tackler and takes inside the 25-yard line. Let's go downstairs to Aaron Summers with an update on Hamilton Moore.
Hamilton Moore came over to the training table and laid down, and the trainer was assessing his left knee. His father also came down just to oversee things, and Hamilton over and over said, "I'm good, I'm good, I'm good." And his dad said, "Hey, let him check you out, okay?" And the trainer said, "It's okay, Dad. I got him out there on the field. He's okay. I'll let him go back in."
Hey, parents will be concerned when a Hamilton Moore is 60. Third down, a long 3, and a hopping in the backfield, Christopher O'Neal. And O'Neal finally brought down close to the sticks near the 21-yard line, but down 2 touchdowns with maybe a 4th down situation coming up. When you get the ball out of intermission here, Jay, it's certainly 4th down territory.
Yeah, and field goals isn't going to win this ball game. Sanderson's defense, good pressure, good penetration, also just flowing to the ball, swarming in packs. But here, Enloe, this is where your offensive line has to really get strong, but I think they've got to get to the ball to the outside and let more speed take over.
Enloe puts Rory on the left side of the line. Hamilton is on the right side of the wishbone. 4th and 1, a play fake, looking to throw, being chased is Wortham. Now he runs for the sticks, he'll have it and more. Up the sideline, inside the 10, and Wortham, the surprise candidate on the keeper on 4th down, moves the chains. What a gutty play call by the Eagles.
Yeah, they're going for a pass here, and Wortham looked like he's going to throw it to Rory, who was wide open, but he couldn't do it, so then he took off in great speed. The execution there, boy, it looked bad for a second. It looked like he was going to get caught, but his speed enabled him to get to the outside.
So back inside the green zone, the Wake County 86 at green zone. Down by 2 scores to give through the middle, Moore. And he's going to be a couple of yards short. Mark him down at about the 3-yard line. 46 seconds left, first half. Again, for all of the ails of the defensive Ken Blocker, the second-year head coach for the Eagles, if they punch it in here, they deferred on the opening kickoff, Jay. They get the football to begin the second half. It could be, in his mind, 28-all early in the third quarter for all the issues they've had defensively.
Yeah, and there's been a lot of mistakes, but that's why you've got to get to the halftime with confidence and some momentum. And this would be a huge drive here if you can score to get momentum, go into the half, reassess your team, what you did well and what you need to improve on, and really give your defense a break and get them to settle down. Then going into the third quarter, you're going to get the ball, you're going to have a break, get some rest, and then you can change up some of their schemes. And Patrick, I think on the defensive side, even though they've given up some big passing plays, they've got to bring some blitzes. They've got to change their scheme up and try to confuse Baker because he's having so much success so far in the ball game.
By the way, on that 4th down and 1 play by the junior quarterback, Jaden Wortham, a younger quarterback who's maybe trying to do too much might have tried to throw through the pressure and had that ball batted down. A great decision made by Wortham to tuck it down, avoid, and circumvent the would-be tackle. 2nd and goal. And penalty markers come in. And this is either delay or too many players on the field, because late onto the field was Emmanuel Alfred off of the sideline for Enloe. Was he their 12th? And he's getting instructed now by Ken Blocker on their sideline. And now they're going to wave off the penalty. But the admonition by Ken Blockers continues with number 11, Emmanuel Alfred.
Well, it looked like his helmet wasn't adjusted, and that's why they threw the penalty. But here's some confusion here.
Yeah, now they're checking on the status of the game clock. It ran down to 45-7. They may put a couple of seconds back on. They're going to add 1.1 seconds to the clock. It will show 46-8 when they get this squared away. Still working out, as you can see. There we go. So 2nd and goal forthcoming for Enloe. Down 28-14. They have not led in this game. Trailed by a couple of touchdowns on a couple of occasions so far.
On the right side of the line of scrimmage, you got Christian Rory, 260 pounds at tight end. you've got it shaded over there, that's where I would go towards the right side.
Wortham, Moore, speed to the corner, slows up, and it cost him. And he will lose some yardage. Did not trust the speed. Maybe that left knee caused him a moment of concern. But now it's 3rd and goal.
And he's got confidence in his cutback ability, but here there was an open area to the outside. This is where he's got to use his speed and his stiff arm right there to get to the corner and break free there.
Well, maybe he felt like Watson was going to hold that block a little bit longer. Couldn't quite seal the edge, and we get a timeout taken by Enloe with 37.7 left in the first half. 28-14 Sanderson. And man, are these two big plays coming up for Ken Blocker. It's only the first half, but he knows the importance because his defense simply has not stopped Sanderson all night. So this is the opportunity to have a chance to get even when that 3rd quarter begins.
And again, 2 downs here to get into the end zone. And for Enloe, you cannot kick a field goal. You've got to score a touchdown. But also, too, if you run the ball here, you got to make sure your team hustles back and gets to the line of scrimmage. You do not want the clock to run out.
Yeah. And Enloe out of timeouts. And look at that emphatic coaching by Ken Blocker. Just 2nd year leading this program. 4 wins last year. Got through the non-conference at 4-0 to the surprise of many. But now this is a new level. 3rd and goal. Moore to the outside, cuts it back again, looking for the goal line. And is he in? Yes, touchdown. Hamilton Moore for the 3rd time tonight finds pay dirt on 3rd and goal. 28-20 Sanderson. May not have wanted to test that left knee on the previous play. Did so there, planted, cut back, and used that upper body power to get in.
They followed the block of Tyree Watson, the fullback, and then driving through about 5 defenders for Sanderson, plowing into him, but Moore stretching out just far enough. And boy, the senior, did he not want to finish off that drive. A big carry there and a statement drive for Enloe.
And the extra point buried. So a 3rd Leith Auto Park Honda touchdown for Hamilton Moore and Enloe. And now if the Eagles can defend these final 31 seconds, the ball will be kicked to them to begin the 2nd half. 28-21 Sanderson.
The offensive line, boy, they've been putting in their work, but the running back's Moore on this drive. He's so explosive. And then Wortham here. This was a great decision. You called it. They're holding on to the ball and picking up the 1st down.
Our Saltwater Seafood scoring summary. 13 plays, 74 yards. And this cutback maneuver by Hamilton Moore for his 3rd score tonight. And again, what a lift it is. Certainly all of his teammates were holding their breath when he went down inside the green zone there with that left knee injury, but he comes back, got the ball 3 more times, punches it in. And when you're a leader, when you're the top offensive guy on your squad and you go down, you're thinking, well, there might go our chances, but he's back and lifting Enloe back to within a score.
Really the breath of this stadium was held when he was down. You could see the importance, the respect of his teammates all huddling around, taking a knee, hoping that he'd be okay, and then 2 plays later he got back in this ball game and he finished off the drive.
Well, one thing that Coach Blocker told us this week was one of the strengths of Enloe has been kick coverage. That's what they need here. 31 seconds left and a 7-point deficit for Enloe. And this kick grabbed and it's returnable for Bollinger. To the 25, angled, keeps his balance and thrown down around the 33-yard line by Christopher O'Neill. So 22.9 left. We've seen Sanderson with the ability to hit for the big play tonight. Will they take a shot? A couple of timeouts. And certainly a very good arm of Trey Baker and a lot of complimenting wide receivers.
Yeah, and for the Enloe secondary, the safeties have to play deep. They cannot allow any passes over their head. They've got to play deep and really just retreat. And Baker, he's got a strong arm, and the defensive line for Enloe, they've got to find a way to keep him bottled up. You do not want to let him get outside of the pocket. That's where we've seen him really be explosive in this ballgame.
Kohler and Bollinger in tandem to the bottom of your screen. Out of the gun is Trey Baker. Three-step drop, flushed out, and will simply throw it away. Clock, though, continues to run. Clock went maybe an extra second and a half or so, showing 16 seconds. We'll see if the officials notice it. I did.
Yeah, rolled a little bit.
We are at Enloe. 2nd and 10.
And Baker, though, good decision, just getting rid of the ball and throwing it into the turf.
28-21, Sanderson on the road, leading by 7. And now Bollinger, he's been their big play receiver this year, along with Kohler. Popoff has the touchdown reception earlier in the game. Low snap. Baker across the middle, wide receiver screen. Reception, swinging to the outside. Justin Daniel has first down yardage, and that will stop the clock with 5.8 left in the half at the 47-yard line. So a pickup of 13, and now that gives Trey Baker one shot because Sanderson's going to call a timeout to make sure that once they spot the ball, the clock doesn't run. So Trey Baker's going to have one home run shot here at the end of the first half.
And this is normally Hail Mary time, but we've seen Sanderson with their yards after the catch, and this was dangerous. A short little screen, and look at all the offensive linemen out front for Sanderson. Very few Eagle defenders. It was a big game, 13 yards, but Enloe very lucky that wasn't worse.
So one last play call here for Ben Kolstad. And what and who will he look for here? 7 touchdowns this year for Baker, including one tonight. Only one pick. Bollinger with speed across the middle. We've seen Popoff with wide receiver outside speed. Kohler is a guy who's caught some big throws this year for Sanderson. And meanwhile, defensively, we'll see how the Eagles play things back.
The ultimate prevent defense.
Nickel, if not dime package here for Enloe. 4 receivers littered across. Should be the final play of the half. Baker. Forced right. He will run this one out of bounds, and the clock is expired. Well, that's what Ken Blocker wanted to see happen. Well defended in the final 31 seconds. No shot at the end zone for Trey Baker. And Sanderson on the road, 14-point lead, a couple of different occasions tonight. Goes into the locker room, down or up by 7 thanks to Hamilton Moore in a big first half.
Well, and Sanderson, so good offensively, but they couldn't hold Enloe from continuing to fight back. Boy, halftime, the adjustments here are going to be so important for both coaching staffs. The second half is going to be exciting.
So a 3-touchdown first half for Hamilton Moore. Meanwhile, Trey Baker has kind of used the gamut of the playbook tonight for Sanderson. 28-21, interesting second half this is shaping up to be. You don't feel like we've seen the teeth of this defense for Enloe bite into this contest yet, but here they are at home, down by 7, and they will get the football out of intermission. And we're standing by Aaron Summers, 28-21, Sanderson the lead. And Aaron Summers is going to be speaking with Ben Kolstad, head coach of Sanderson. Aaron?
Coach, how are you going to stop Hamilton Moore?
It's more than just him, but we just have to toughen up. You know, we talked about this being a physical test for us, and we just need to do our assignments and wrap up and get multiple people to the ball.
How are you going to find that physicality?
Challenge them, you know, just challenge our toughness and how physical we can be, and we just have to step up to the challenge. They got a lot of guys playing both ways. We should be fresher than them, and we got to come out and play harder this half.
Thanks, Coach. Yeah. Patrick?
All right, thanks a lot, Aaron. Trey Baker, his quarterback, 7 of 8 for 163, but it's the defense that gets the challenge from Ben Kolstad. Halftime, Sanderson 28, Enloe 21.
Sportsmanship, it means a lot of things.
It means showing respect for the opposing team
And being a good host for our visitors.
It's about modeling good behavior and not getting caught up in the emotion of the moment.
It's about winning with humility.
Losing with dignity.
It is about making my high school games.
It's a good memory that I can enjoy for years to come.
Mr. Official.
Mom.
Dad, son.
Daughter. Coach.
Are we in this together?
Sportsmanship. Together, we make the right call.
This message has been brought to you by the North Carolina High School Athletic Association.
Miller Mott understands skills. Miller Mott understands goals. Our career-focused medical clinical assistant training makes it easier for you to reach your goals. Kick off your new career training today at Miller Mott College in Cary.
Is this the world's best sandwich? Nope. Lance's real peanut butter between two toasted crackers is the best. Pick up some tasty sandwich crackers from Lance.
It's Nissan's Take Home a Titan Truck Month. The best time to take home big savings on our tech-filled family of trucks and SUVs, including Titan, Frontier, and Armada. Get to Nissan's Take Home a Titan Truck Month and take home big savings. Save up to $14,657 on a 2018 Titan, or get 0% financing for 60 months on 13 models. Hurry, truck month ends soon.
The 1905 custom suit from Joseph A. Bank lets you design your look. Select from over 40 premium fabric swatches, plus choose your own personal touches, starting at just $3.99. From selection to stitch to store, that's the Bank way.
Miller Mott understands skills. Miller Mott understands goals. Our career-focused medical clinical assistant training makes it easier for you to reach your goals. Kick off your new career training today at Miller Mott College in Cary.
You're watching the Hendrick Chevrolet Halftime Report. Time for the Oxnard and Permar Scholar Athlete of the Week. From Sanderson High School, linebacker Caleb Nance. Caleb Nance is a 4-year standout on the football team and carries a 3.72 GPA. Caleb mentors middle and high school students and is a vital part of his church community as a youth leader, church intern, and camp counselor. Caleb has also served on the student council and fundraising events, and has been part of Sanderson's Academy of Finance all 4 years. And from Enloe Magnet High School, running back, defensive back Hamilton Moore. Hamilton Moore is a standout on the football field and in the classroom. Hamilton carries a 4.28 GPA and serves on Enloe's student council. He looks forward to furthering his education and his football career after committing to Yale University. Caleb, Hamilton, and other nominated All-Stars are also eligible to win a $5,000 scholarship to be presented at the end of the season, courtesy of Oxnard Permar, making wrongs right. Join us for more from the Hendrick Chevrolet Halftime Report after this.
Your vehicle search ends here. Hendrick Chevrolet in Cary has North Carolina's largest selection of new Chevys, plus up to $15,000 off MSRP. Find new roads at hendrickchevrolet.com. That's the power of Hendrick.
We develop quality citizens who keep our core, our country, and our communities side by side on the winning side. Not for glory, but for honor. For a code that isn't written or spoken, but lived. It's what we do. It's who we are. It's the battle cry of our fighting spirit. Battles won. See all the battles Marines fight to win at marines.com.
At Kia, we put the U in SUV. From the rugged who needs roads you, to the stylish music festival hopping you, to the adventurous up for anything you, to the earth-loving just driving to pick up some green juice you. Whoever you are, you get a 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty at Kia, America's best value. Get 0% APR for 60 months plus $500 SUV bonus cash on the 2019 Sorento.
With the card that offers the best choice of doctors and hospitals, you have the compassion of the cross, the security of the shield, and a range of plans to drive you forward. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of North Carolina. Live fearless.
Your vehicle search ends here. Hendrick Chevrolet in Cary has North Carolina's largest selection of new Chevys, plus up to $15,000 off MSRP. Find new roads at hendrickchevrolet.com. That's the power of Hendrick.
Welcome back to the Hendrick Chevrolet halftime report. It's been all offense here in the first half as Sanderson has a 28-21 lead over Enloe. I'm joined by the Enloe principal, Dr. Will Chavis. The football team has had so much success this past few seasons. How impressive has their improvement been?
It's been very impressive. To go from a team that won about 4 games last year to be 4-0 right now in the season and undefeated is highly impressive. Our students are working really hard. Proud of the young men and the young women that's on the team and our coaching team and all that they're doing to develop players both on the field and in the classroom as well.
What has the school been doing to work on their academics?
Well, you know, we take that from our leaders on the field. They've been exceptional in leading the work throughout our school. This past year, our school, we've rallied behind our students and supported them academically. We've improved our graduation rate to about 93%. We are a school that's a grade of B by the state, about 3 points away from an A, which is tremendous work, incredible work. In addition to that, we exceeded growth this past year. So we're seeing great things happen in the classroom setting, happening within our athletic programs. We like to say we're the trifecta now with arts, academics, and academics.
What does that art program entail?
The arts program, we have a comprehensive program with our theater department, our chorus, our music, our band, dance, and visual arts. So it's a very comprehensive program that has both local and national acclaim. Very proud of the work that our students are doing, how creative and innovative that they can be in the classroom setting, and just bringing their talents to life.
Thanks.
Thank you.
We'll be back with stats and highlights at the Hendrick Chevrolet halftime report after this.
The Hyundai Tucson is the highest-ranked small SUV in both initial and long-term quality. The longer you look, the more there is to like.
Now lease a new Tucson for only $159 a month or buy with $2,500 in bonus cash. Hurry in today.
Mike here from Leith Auto Park Honda in Cary, and we've got clearance pricing for a limited time on award-winning Accord, Civic, and CRV models. We don't play any games or gimmicks because we don't have to. Our amazing staff and tremendous selection keeps our customers happy, and our Leith Peace of Mind pricing keeps them coming back. You'll also get Auto Park for life. That's oil changes, loaner cars, and more, all at no cost to you. So hurry in to Leith Auto Park Honda for clearance pricing before time runs out. It's easier here.
Proudly representing the community for years, Oxner Permar is now proud to sponsor the Scholar Athlete of the Week for MyRDC's Friday Night Rivals. Every Friday night, Oxner Permar will shine a light on an exceptional scholar athlete who inspires us all to do the right thing, just as we strive to make wrongs right every day at Oxner Permar. Plus, at the end of the season, one of these All-Stars will receive a $5,000 scholarship provided by Oxner Permar. Oxner Permar, we make wrongs right.
Selling your home the traditional way can be a long process. You have to set the price, prep the house, paint the house, decat smell the house, fix this, replace that, get rid of those, have an open house, get an offer, lose the offer, get another offer, accept it, have inspections, close a month later, and then realize you could have had the same offer from Open Door months ago. So sell your house to Open Door and skip all the stress and uncertainty. Let us help you start what's next.
The Hyundai Elantra and Sonata. Technology never looked so good. The longer you look, the more there is to like.
Now you can choose between a new 2018 Hyundai Elantra or Sonata for only $149 a month. Hurry in today.
You're watching the Hendrick Chevrolet halftime report from Enloe High School. And if the Enloe Marching Band knocks off a little Michael Jackson and Vincent Price, it would be perfect here in Raleigh. 28-21 is the halftime score. Sanderson on top of Enloe. Trey Baker, quarterback for the Spartans, has thrown and rushed for one. And meanwhile, Hamilton Moore has run for 3 scores for Enloe. 28-21 the score. And a reminder that Sinclair Cares and the Salvation Army have teamed up to support the Carolinas Relief Fund. We at MyRDC and CW22 are standing strong with our friends and colleagues here in the Carolinas as we recover from Hurricane Florence. Join us as we support the relief effort by making a donation to the Salvation Army Disaster Relief Fund. Text Florence to 91999. Message and data rates may apply. Text for help. Privacy policies and rules at mobilecause.com/constituent-terms-new. Well, each week during halftime, our Friday Night Rivals broadcast, My RDC will be showcasing outstanding Thursday night lights and Friday Night Rivals game highlights from across the country. Here's some great highlights from last week's action.
Gunning, downfield, going long, and the pass going to be tipped and intercepted with the foot on the sideline. They don't say so. Coming back the other way is Riley Weiss. Weiss to midfield. Weiss to the 35. Weiss going to take it the distance for the touchdown.
Comes on for Washington off the sideline. Linnell under pressure. He goes down to the backfield.
Hall takes a snap, running the option, cuts it back, and he's hit. Ball's down. That's it. Skyridge
come out throwing. Nice hurdle with some running room. A stiff arm to midfield. Bryce Hurdle. Hurdle inside the 30. Brought down, no. Breaks through the tackle, gets to the pylon. Did he get in? He did.
So Hayes just kind of maybe got in a little bit of hurry and threw that out there a little too much, but great catch by Brumbaugh there on the replay.
Yeah, because nobody near him. Obviously, the hardest thing was to catch it, and it was not an easy catch. You won't get too many better than that in high school football.
Some great highlights across the country and some great highlights from this first half tonight. Sanderson on top of Enloe 28-21. And Jay, let's take a look at some of those first half highlights. It was all offense, very few stops, and it was a lot of Trey Baker in the first half.
It's so accurate, and he's really spreading the ball around to all of his playmakers. They did a good job yards after the catch, but the Sanderson team, they came out on fire. Did not look like they had a layoff.
There's the first score of the game from a senior, Max Webster, one of 4 first-half touchdowns for Sanderson. But they did it all. They did it through the air, and they brought in a plethora of backs, including this one, Colby Banks, who was very tough inside the tackles.
They leaned on their leader, Banks, coming in fresh, and he opened up the passing game. Just really nice job reading the defenders, finding the open man by Baker.
But just as Sanderson opened up a 2-touchdown lead, that's when the future Yale Bulldog Hamilton Moore stepped up. One play, ran it in 65 yards for a score. That re-energized the team and certainly galvanized the fans here at Enloe.
He brought him back, and so much pressure on his shoulders, and every time they needed an answer, he provided it. Sanderson, they had the big passing plays, and then Baker again recognizing where the defenders were on that zone read. So successful, really reading that defender and then taking the ball into the end zone.
And here's a big play, first down carry right there, and a face mask. And then a couple of plays. We saw Hamilton Moore depart late in the first half. There is his second score, but we saw him come back after an injury and really make a spirited return to get Enloe right back in this one. And this was probably the catch of the game for Dylan Bollinger. Fingertip caught the opposite end of the football, ran it down to about the 1.5-yard line. And then one more time, it was Colby Banks.
That Sanderson offense, they were just explosive, but then Wortham here on 4th down was trying to throw it, and then a good decision holding on to the ball, picking it up, extending this drive. And then it was Moore finally finishing it off, just wearing down the Spartans' defense.
And that was only a couple of plays after he was assisted off of the field with a left knee injury. Came back in, scored late in the first half, and drew Enloe to within a touchdown. It will be Enloe Eagles football when the second half begins. A shot at a tie. Halftime score from Enloe. Sanderson 28, Enloe 21. You are watching Friday Night Rivals presented by My Computer Career.
Growing up, I was kind of reserved and quiet, and then when I got on the soccer field, I sort of just left all that behind me. You know, my friends and I, we would laugh and scream and just like have so much fun. And so as I started playing soccer and getting more into it, at school I realized it was easier for me to make friends and connect. Just because that camaraderie I had on the soccer team, I felt like I could do that in real life, like why not?
Proudly representing the community for years, Oxner Permar is now proud to sponsor the Scholar Athlete of the Week for MyRDC's Friday Night Rivals. Every Friday night, Oxner Permar will shine a light on an exceptional scholar athlete who inspires us all to do the right thing, just as we strive to make wrongs right every day at Oxner Permar. Plus, at the end of the season, one of these All-Stars will receive a $5,000 scholarship provided by Oxner Permar. Oxner Permar, we make wrongs right.
It's Nissan's Take Home a Titan Truck Month. The best time to take home big savings on our tech-filled family of trucks and SUVs, including Titan, Frontier, and Armada. Get to Nissan's Take Home a Titan Truck Month and take home big savings. Save up to $14,657 on a 2018 Titan, or get 0% financing for 60 months on 13 models. Hurry, Truck Month ends soon.
Saltwater Seafood has the freshest seafood in town and the best customer service.
Saltwater has the freshest seafood in town and the best staff.
Saltwater gets their fish fresh every morning.
Hey, Dante.
Check out the catch of the day at saltwaterseafoodnc.com and join our mailing list for weekly specials. Our fresh fish come daily from the North Carolina coast, and we're open every day but Monday.
And don't forget to visit our Fry Shack Tuesday through Saturday.
Just about ready to begin the third quarter. 28-21, Sanderson leading Enloe. Aaron Summers down on the sideline with Enloe head coach Ken Blocker. Aaron?
Everything's great, Coach. What are you going to need to do defensively to get a stop?
What we got to do is just get back into our base. You know, a lot of times they got a lot of different formations that's getting us out of our sets. So what we have to do is run our base defense, calm down, because, you know, lights, camera, action gets everybody excited. So now that the game has started to settle down, we just got to make sure we run our base defense the right way.
Thanks.
All right, cool. We go? I'm sorry.
All right, thanks a lot, Aaron. Jay, is he intimating that we're making his team nervous?
The lights are bright. Lights are bright. I guess so.
Believe me, I'm the least intimidating person in this stadium.
We're not trying to bring it. We're just here to raise them up, not intimidate them.
Well, the high level of high school football, high level of college football that you played, you know it all starts with the head coach and kind of his attitude, his disposition. As we said, very relaxed, very calm. He can keep his players loose based on just that 30-second interview right there.
Well, he's got to feel the temperature of the room, and I think he's exactly right. You know, he's got to go in there, calm them down. And you know, these are kids, and you kind of you think about this. This is a huge game. They're on TV right now, and both these teams, you know, offensively they're great, but defensively both sides have to settle down and make their key adjustments.
I mean, you really have to understand, if you're an avid follower of high school football in the Triangle, 5 years ago, if you expected to see Enloe football on TV, unbeaten a month into the regular season, you would have lost your mortgage. But it's happened. That's what tonight is. That's why this is such a defining game for Enloe. And so far, if they can get a defensive stop or two, they will be in position to knock off one of the top teams over the last few years in the Cab 7. So we are ready for a Next Care kickoff when you need urgent care. Next Care strives to ensure you and your family will experience the highest level of care. Well, the ball will belong to Enloe as we begin the second half. 28-21 Sanderson. A nice return out to about the 37-yard line by Enloe's Daquan Rogers. Good field position for the Eagles. Now, on the offensive side, can they continue to do what they have done, which is a high dose of Hamilton Moore?
Well, this is huge. I mean, for Enloe, they were down 28-14, scored a touchdown, 28-21 at the half. If they can go in, continue their prowess offensively on the ground, boy, it's going to put a lot of pressure on Sanderson. That really felt like they were in the driver's seat.
Hamilton Moore wears number 1. He does get the call on this first down carry. Stood up right at the 40-yard line. Legs continue to churn, but a nice job by the first man in to make that hit. And that was Sanderson Steve Smith, number 18, who slowed him down. Smith, as you can see in the screen, a bit dwarfed by Hamilton Moore, but did his job.
Yeah, very physical there on the tackle. And Tyree Watson, number 40, the fullback. We called his name a couple times. He continues to lead the way for Moore.
All right, Moore, one more time. This will be first down yardage. Lowest center of gravity and just powering past midfield to the 47-yard line. That's a pickup of 15 for Moore. And another Blue Cross Blue Shield first down.
And look at these tough yards between the tackles, rolling over defenders. He rolled over 2 guys, knocked them over, then drug about 3 more. And you can just continue to see the power of Moore getting stronger as this game goes on.
I feel sorry for Steve Smith. He stopped him on the previous play right there. He just got pancaked. Moore one more time. Left side, and one of his most nominal gains of the night. Well, now let's talk defense for Sanderson. They know that they are going to see Hamilton Moore for 20, 25 carries in this second half. He pretty much had his way against the Spartan defense. What adjustments would Ben Kolstad's defense be doing to slow him down? Well, he's the defensive coordinator as well.
You know, and he talked to Aaron about challenging them, making sure they're in the right gaps and being more physical, and they need to do all that. But I think also, too, they're loading up the box, but they've got to really sell out to stop him. They've got to bring blitzes off the edge. They've got to find a way to slow him down.
This is O'Neal, covers up the football, takes it inside the 45, maybe about 3 yards there for Christopher O'Neal. Just, you have to keep the defense honest. You have to give the football off to another back or 2 just to get all the eyes off the focus of Hamilton Moore, but it now brings up 3rd down and a long 6.
And O'Neal, you know, he's 230 pounds, so it's not like you get a break with him. He's bigger than Moore, and he's a bulldozer, very strong running the ball too. And Coach Kolstad talked about conditioning in this game. We'll see the better conditioned team here in the second half.
Jaden Wortham, who's made very good decisions under center. And right back to Hamilton Moore inside the 40 again, driving into the 35. And that is going to be enough to pick up a first down. It was 3rd and 6, and Moore gives him 9.
He continues to get stronger and stronger. Look at the blocks up front. Excellent job by the offensive line, getting push, staying on their men, getting up to the 2nd level. Joe McLam, Daniel Bryant, those big guys up front leading the way.
So another Blue Cross Blue Shield first down. Be bold, be confident, live fearless, North Carolina. A touchdown in the final minute of the second quarter to draw Enloe to within 7. They take the kickoff. They're looking for a touchdown to tie the game, and Hamilton Moore just delivered. Touchdown, Enloe. Hamilton Moore, 35 yards. And from 2 touchdowns in arrears, an extra point from a tie early in the 3rd quarter for the undefeated Enloe Eagles.
This Enloe team 0-11 4 years ago, now 4-0. It's because of resiliency. Look at the resilient run by Moore. The offensive line, again, doing the job up front. Jonathan Thomas leading the way up front, clearing a path. And then Moore, you know, this is a team that's been down. They've got knocked down by Sanderson. The difference between a winning club and a losing ball club is determination, resiliency. And you can see the difference with Enloe this year and the past couple of years, their ability to come back in ball games.
Clean snap, good hold. Laith Marjan ties things up, and yes, they are celebrating now in Enloe. First time we've been tied since the opening kickoff. 28-28. And all the Eagles need out of Jaden Wortham is just to make the right reads. He doesn't need to win this game at all for Enloe. Just be turnover free and put the ball back right in the center of the number 1 of Hamilton Moore, who now is upwards of 200 yards tonight. Saltwater Seafood scoring summary, 63 yards, 6 plays, 2:47 off of the clock. And we may now look at that Sanderson sideline. They might have that first seed of doubt planted in the ground. We haven't seen it all night, but Enloe right now has been relentless.
Well, they have the momentum. In both teams, there's been periods in this ball game where it looks like they just had really no hope defensively. And right now, Sanderson kind of looks like in despair out there on the field, getting pushed around. You know, now offensively, they're going to have an opportunity here. But we'll see how Enloe reacts coming off the halftime break, seeing their offense have success, tie ball game. This Eagles defense, they've got to get penetration. They've got to get pressure themselves because Sanderson's had success all night long.
Yeah, this is what Ken Blocker and what we forecast is we have another next care, urgent care kickoff. And the kick will come to Tyrell Ford with some blockers to the right, but he's spinned down right around the 20-yard line. Excellent special teams coverage. Jordan Miller, DeAndre Swain. And this is the worst field position we've seen all night from Sanderson.
It's amazing how when you have momentum, you become a little bit faster. Enloe running down the field, beating the blockers. And then just flying down there, another big play. We talked about special teams at the start of the ball game being a big key in this ball game with both teams having layoffs. And Enloe there doing a nice job executing.
Now we'll get an idea what Ken Blocker and his defensive coordinator and staff put together to slow down Trey Baker. He said the multiple formations of the Spartans gave his defense a lot of trouble, took him out of their base. We're tied, first possession, third quarter. And this is Colby Banks strung out. And maybe a yard. And there's some more energy from Matt Perez, one of the senior linebackers. First time we've really seen this type of energy and belief out of the Eagles defense.
Perez here, 6'3", 225. Look at his speed and his ability to bring him down, sling him down. This Enloe defense, they're playing a cover 2 defense, keeping their safeties back, so the pressure is going to be on that defensive line and the linebackers underneath to stop the ground attack. No help from the secondary.
Well, here's one of the formations that has given the Eagle D trouble. Setting up Baker. In trouble now, retreating. Sprints left, finds some room, lofts it downfield, and an over-the-shoulder beautiful catch by Anton Popov. Looked like Kevin Kiermaier of the Tampa Bay Rays making an over-the-head catch at Tropicana Field. And what patience by Trey Baker to buy time and create something from nothing.
Yeah, and he saw Perez coming off the right side. He turned around, ran towards his left, throwing against his body. A perfect throw. That's an NFL throw right down, hitting Popov in stride. Baker's on fire tonight.
That is 40 yards on that improvisation from Trey Baker to Anton Popov. First down outside the 41. Banks through the middle. Couple of yards. And let's go downstairs to Aaron Summers, and suddenly the temperature in the room has gotten a lot hotter, Aaron.
It is very hot down here and very loud. The PA announcer just had to make an announcement asking the fans to take a seat because they're all standing on the railing and nobody can see. They're so excited that this game is now tied.
Well, they could see if they're watching on TV, Jay.
Great footage here by our crew. We can see perfectly.
2nd and 7. Inside Enloe territory. What a big pass and hookup that was with Baker to Popov a minute ago. Low snap, deep down the left sideline. One-on-one coverage. And a flag comes in. Second flag comes in. Covered by the Eagles' David Dowdu. It looked like Damani Kirkland running that sideline pattern. Baker made another terrific throw. It is going to go, however, against the Eagles.
Dowdu one-on-one coverage, really on an island here on the outside. We'll see just a little bit of contact, not looking back for the football. That's going to get the flag called on you every time.
So that will be another first down. Presented by Blue Cross Blue Shield. Be bold, be confident, live fearless, North Carolina. Trey Baker, a couple of fearless throws in this game. He's out of the gun on first down from the 23-yard line. 4-receiver formation. Boy, he almost took that snap on his knee. And he did hand it off a couple of yards up the middle. That right knee was almost on the turf because the snap was low. He was almost down as he brought that snap in.
We'll see it here, this low snap.
That left knee is on the turf. That should have been signaled dead.
He was down there, and you know, they got away with one there, but Baker having to go down for it, and that's why it's so important to get a clean snap.
Instead of a 6-yard loss, it's a 1-yard gain. 2nd and 9. Approaching the green zone in a tie game, 28-all. 6:20 left third quarter. Better snap for Baker. Pressure from the outside. Wide receiver screen. Stepping through a tackle is Daniel. To the right side. He's brought down around the 12-yard line. Tackle from John Wright. But Trey Baker making some very good decisions, letting the play across the middle with the time it needs to develop.
Yeah, and really just being patient and then finding Daniel. Look at this strong run after contact, and Enloe, you got to bring him down the first time, but Daniel very precise on his route, and that's tough on those crossing routes to stay focused and knowing that you're going to get hit, because when you're across the middle, you're kind of a marked man, but still able to hold on to it, get the contact, and pick up extra yards.
Sanderson again inside the Wake County 86 and green zone. Help keep Wake County litter free, and 86 are trash. First down, Banks bumps to the outside and then cut down. Couple of yard pickup. Bryce Rogers, number 7, with the tackle.
And both offense and defensive line there. Sanderson got the push up front, but both sides standing straight up. If you're an offensive and defensive lineman, you got to get your hands inside, but also you've got to win leverage. You've got to stay low. I mean, that's the key point. Both sides, I don't know if it's because it's hot or they're tired, but both sides there standing straight up and really just kind of trying to shield each other.
Well, this Eagle defense, they've had the energy. After that game-tying score, they still have not been able to stop Sanderson's offense. Inside the 10, they can pick up a first down around the 1.5-yard line. Low snap again. Baker fires across the middle, and that is incomplete. Looking for Bollinger. Good coverage on that hard slant. Third down. Haven't seen many third and longs tonight for the Sanderson offense. This is a big one now.
It's been rare. it really has. And now here, tie ball game, getting close to the end of the third quarter. We talked about it earlier. Which defense is going to stand up? Which one is going to get a turnover? Which one is going to get a stop? One of these defenses at some point is going to have to make a stand.
We have been turnover free this entire game. This might be a game where one defensive stop wins it, and it could be holding somebody to a field goal if we attempt it. Third down, they need 8. Low snap again. Baker has it. Looking left the entire way. Flat, and it's incomplete at the sideline. Looking for Popoff. Now, big decision for Ben Kolstad. He has a field goal kicker he trusts in Hampton Bender. He's 2 out of 4 in field goals this year. This would be about a 26-yarder, but look at Kolstad. Pushes Baker back onto the field. He knows 3 points probably could lose him this game. But they're going.
And here on fourth down, I think you've got to get Baker moving outside the pocket. I would move him towards the right here to let him use his legs and his arm.
Watch Popoff on the right side. He's in the slot. Bollinger to his right. Baker looking that way. Creating again. Turns the corner. Fires the back corner. And it's deflected through the fingertips of Popoff. He saw it, had a good look, but it was deflected just before it got to the fingertips of Popoff. And Sanderson offense turned away for the first time all night.
Well, a heck of a job by Baker to get out of the pocket, try to make a play down the field. But Daydow, he's the guy that made that stand. We said it. Somebody has to step up, and he did it. And up here in the press box, Enloe's defensive coaches about shook the place. It felt like an earthquake jumping up and down up here. So excited. That's the stand they needed. And here, they really have the momentum in the second half.
I mean, do you really think the Enloe fans are going to be sitting down now? Tie game, 28-all. And Enloe has it. And, of course, it goes to Hamilton Moore. Up the middle, just trying to chew up some clock. Create a little bit of space right now for their quarterback, Jaden Warden.
It's amazing as a running back, you think Moore has been used so much tonight. You think he'd be tired. But if you're an offensive player, if you're an offensive lineman, or if you're a running back and you have the momentum, you feel the defenders getting tired. It's almost like you get stronger. You feel fresher, and you want the ball more. You want the pressure to be placed on you, and you're getting into a rhythm. And right now, more in the offensive line, they have that connection between each other.
Second down. Hand off to the right side. No room that time. They use Moore as a decoy. So O'Neal just for a few yards brings up 3rd and short. This becomes now, this is where you need to kind of rein in all of the energy, all the pomp and circumstance for the Eagles, because they need now to control the clock, pick up a couple of first downs.
A great point. You know, they're excited, they feel the confidence, but you still have to focus, especially here in crucial situations.
3rd and 1. Hand off to the back, and that will be enough for a first down. About the 24-yard line. Hamilton Moore again, pushing now 220 yards. I mean, that's big. It's 3rd and 1. You'll hold your assignments on the offensive line, have a good exchange, because that's not a spot where you're going for it on 4th down if you have a bad exchange or don't pick it up.
You can't. And as big as it is for Enloe, it's deflating for Sanderson. You feel like, hey, this is our chance to get off the field, and then Enloe picks up the first down.
So a Blue Cross Blue Shield first down. Almost to the 30. Pickup of 6. And now they're beginning to give Hamilton Moore a little bit of a blow. We've seen Christopher O'Neal a couple of times. You don't want to overuse Moore because you may need his best in that last drive of the 4th quarter.
It's kind of like, you know, how NBA players do it when LeBron's in there. You need him for the 4th quarter, so you got to give him a blow right before it, and they're going to get the intermission here coming up too, so they want to keep him fresh going into the 4th.
Now Moore is at that backfield. He'll put his paws around that football and take it close to the 35. He'll be maybe a half yard short of the first down. 3rd quarter clock ticking down to about close to 2 minutes by the time that Enloe snaps it here. The officials now look to the sticks, and they will award a first down. So just enough right there in front of the Blue Cross Blue Shield first down. Folks, remember that during the 4th quarter of tonight's game, we'll be selecting the Miller-Mott College Play of the Game. Miller-Mott, changing futures, changing lives. Kick off your new career with Miller-Mott. I have a hunch that Dowdo deflection could be an opportunity for a game-changing play. Could be a program-changing play for Enloe.
You never know when it's going to happen. It's 3rd quarter, but you're right. I mean, that was a huge shift in momentum and confidence boost for Enloe.
Fullback handoff, and running kind of back forward is Tyree Watson. Only a couple of carries for Watson, but he's done his work as the lead blocker. Watson for about 5.
And this drive for Enloe, you know, not only are they kind of moving the ball down the field, but they're keeping the Sanderson offense off the field. And we've seen how explosive they are, and that's huge to keep them on the sideline. It's kind of, you know, back in those days when the Indianapolis Colts were explosive, Peyton Manning was playing, opposing teams try to control the time of possession to keep him off the field. And that's what Enloe's doing now.
Look at Hamilton Moore, shifty, changing directions, sheds one block. He's into Sanderson territory and angled out of bounds to the 47-yard line. He was suffocated to the left side of the line and just used great field vision and went all the way back across the turf and then found some open space.
Well, and he used that cutback because he saw the Sanderson defenders kind of flowing over towards the left, saw the lane, and then explosively made that cut. And if you're a backside defender for Sanderson, you got to stay at home. You can't kind of fall into the trap of flowing over to the ball. You got to stay to your assignment, stay in your lane, and not allow the cutback angle.
Another Blue Cross Blue Shield first down. Compliments of Hamilton Moore. And whistles blown. Clock stops at 43 seconds. And a flag flies in from the back judge. And you take a look right now at one of the defensive linemen, Parker House, number 64. He's still down on a knee. He's gassed for Sanderson. And an illegal substitution against Sanderson. We'll take a timeout. 43 seconds left, 3rd quarter. Sanderson 28, Enloe 28 on the Friday Night Rivals Game of the Week.
Mike here from Leith Auto Park Honda and Cary, and we've got clearance pricing for a limited time on award-winning Accord, Civic, and CR-V models. We don't play any games or gimmicks because we don't have to. Our amazing staff and tremendous selection keeps our customers happy, and our Leith Peace of Mind pricing keeps them coming back. You'll also get Auto Park for life. That's oil changes, loaner cars, and more, all at no cost to you. So hurry in to Leith Auto Park Honda for clearance pricing before time runs out. It's easier here.
It doesn't matter how you do it, just 86 it.
It is 28-28, Enloe and Sanderson on this Friday Night Rivals contest. My RDC's Friday Night Rivals presented by My Computer Career. And boy, this third quarter has been all Enloe. They got the score to tie it. They then got the fourth down stop on a pass tipped into the back corner of the end zone. And now they move from the shadows of their own. And a lot of runs from Hamilton Moore. And here they are now in Sanderson territory. Late third quarter, driving for the lead.
They've had the momentum coming off the half. And we said at the half, which team's going to make the adjustments? Well, both offensives have been good. It was just the one big play by Enloe. And now this drive, Enloe controlling the clock, eating up the time of possession, but really wearing out the Sanderson defense.
Yeah, Sanderson's defense certainly was not going to turn down that TV timeout right there. Prior to the timeout, an illegal substitution penalty on Sanderson. This is 1st and 5. What a save by Wortham on a high snap. He's in trouble, and he is sacked, and he takes a big hit from Sanderson's Jamal Ash, number 23, came in high, came in hard. No flags to finalize the sack.
And Wortham here kind of lucky just to get the sack, because this could have been disastrous with the snap. They're not able to hold on to it, and then looking like he was trying to throw it, going right after the ball. Sanderson not able to knock it out, but Wortham, you know, they'll be able to live here on another down, but there was no turnover, which was the most important key.
Well, that will take us to the end of the third quarter. That is a loss of 12 yards on the sack, but Wortham saved a snap over his head. 28-28, undefeated Enloe against 2-2 Sanderson. Fourth quarter is next on Friday Night Rivals.
At Kia, we put the U in SUV. From the rugged who needs roads you, to the stylish music festival hopping you, to the adventurous up for anything you, to the earth-loving just driving to pick up some green juice you. Whoever you are, you get a 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty at Kia, America's best value. Get $3,500 total cash on a 2019 Sorento V6 when financed through Kia Motors Finance.
Plastic bottles in North Carolina are creating jobs in our communities. They are separated, sorted, and packaged by your neighbors. Bottles are ground into small pieces called flake by your friends. The flake is clean and melted into pellets, then transformed into socks, your favorite shirt, the carpeting in your car, as well as other bottles. When you recycle plastic bottles here in the Carolinas, you're providing employment for an estimated 3,500 people. When you recycle your plastic bottles, you're making a positive impact on your community. Your bottle means jobs.
Is this the world's best sandwich? Nope. Lance's real peanut butter between 2 toasted crackers is the best. Pick up some tasty sandwich crackers from Lance.
My Computer Career, they said, forget about the degree. Let's get down to the meat and potatoes of IT, and let's get those certifications, the things that employers are looking for. With My Computer Career and getting these certifications through here, you have that opportunity for advancements to much higher pay. Yes, My Computer Career does live up to that training for a better life.
Take the free career evaluation at mycomputercareer.edu. Hit the Better Life button now for your new beginning as an IT professional.
The 1905 custom suit from Joseph A. Bank lets you design your look. Select from over 40 premium fabric swatches, plus choose your own personal touches, starting at just $3.99. From selection to stitch to store, that's the Bank way.
Fourth quarter ready to begin from Enloe High School. Undefeated Enloe, off to its best start in a decade. They've trailed by 2 touchdowns twice tonight. They've caught Sanderson, and now looking for their first lead of the night. Fourth quarter to get underway. This is a 2nd and 5 for the Eagles. Jet sweep, Swain, and a one-on-one tackle by Ash. No gain. And I'll say this about Ash, he's playing hard. Maybe could have gotten penalized for a helmet to helmet a couple plays ago, but look at him pursue here and finish the tackle by himself.
Yeah, and a couple missed tackles by Sanderson here in the second half. Ash able to wrap him up, knock him down. In this third down, you usually in this situation say, hey, go to the air. But I'll tell you, the way Moore's been running the ball, I wouldn't be afraid to give him the ball, but here in an open set, looks like Wortham is going to have this play in his hands.
Have we seen an empty backfield all night for the Eagles? No. And he's throwing deep into double coverage. This is trouble, and it's broken up by the Eagles wide receiver to deny an interception. Caleb Harmon was playing center field, but it was broken up by Isaiah Jacobs, the freshman. What a cerebral play by Jacobs, because this had no chance of getting through.
Yeah, and there's a hold up front, not called there, but Jacobs, he knocked it out, and really if that would have been an interception, that would have been kind of like a punt. But good job knocking the ball out.
And speaking of, Laith Marjan is in, number 15. This is the first punt of the game on either side. 28-28. Pressure on, trouble, and a penalty marker is down as the punter gets run over. And the punt rolls out of bounds inside the 25. But it looked like Jabril McNeil, number 7, a little overzealous, ran right through the punter. It's a personal foul. This will be an automatic first down. Now Marjan, the punter, was up.
Just laid down.
He got knocked over. He stood up, and then he fell down to the ground again as if he needed to assume the position.
Sorry, everybody in the press box is laughing. So he got hit right here, and the penalty came down. And we'll see the contact. You know, Sanderson special teams. We talked about special teams being so important in this ball game, and there a penalty, you know, hurt Sanderson. But we are laughing up here because the kicker got knocked down, got back up, and was walking off, and then he laid back down on the ground.
There is no future in Hollywood.
No shame.
Laith Marjan.
The savage move by the punter.
But it is an automatic first down. Blue Cross Blue Shield first down, puts the football at the 35, and now Sanderson trying to get Harmon off of the field, and either a penalty or a timeout. I think a timeout has been taken by Ben Kolstad. So we have a timeout with 11:02 left, fourth quarter, 28-28. What a fourth quarter we have on the way. Friday Night Rivals presented by My Computer Career.
Your vehicle search ends here. Hendrick Chevrolet in Cary has North Carolina's largest selection of new Chevys, plus up to $15,000 off MSRP. Find new roads at HendrickChevrolet.com. That's the power of Hendrick.
For a place, a people, an idea, for right and freedom, for liberty and justice for all. For every square inch between fruited plains and spacious skies. Marines fight to win. See all the battles Marines fight to win at Marines.com.
Your vehicle search ends here. Hendrick Chevrolet in Cary has North Carolina's largest selection of new Chevys, plus up to $15,000 off MSRP. Find new roads at HendrickChevrolet.com. That's the power of Hendrick.
Patrick Keaters, Jay Sonhalter, Aaron Summers down on the sideline. Enloe, 28. Sanderson, 28. And the Spartans right now feeling some pressure. A couple of 2 touchdown leads are gone. And they have now made some very big mistakes late third quarter, early fourth. A roughing the punter kicker keeps this drive alive. And here is Hamilton Moore, finally stopped. He'll pick up a couple of yards here. And Moore will take it inside the 35-yard line. And late to get up, Parker House. But Hamilton Moore is now close to 275 yards tonight. Almost single-handedly bringing these Eagles back.
And number 90, Trevion Gregory, best defensive lineman for Sanderson, 6'5", 255. This is where he's really got to step up and win at the line of scrimmage.
Here's Moore again. A lot of room on the right side. Down the sideline. The Eagles looking for the lead by their star. One man misses. Touchdown, Moore. 34 yards. He's over 300. And the undefeated Eagles, in their biggest game in a decade, have their first lead. 34-28.
Well, and Enloe just continues to fight. They haven't given up, and they found a way now to get in the driver's seat. Look at the blocking up front, clearing a path. Again, Watson, the fullback, and then to finish off the run with the forearm. Moore's having his way, and he's getting stronger as this ball game goes on.
Caleb Harmon was a mere mosquito on the windshield of Hamilton Moore. 35-28 Enloe. 3:10 for Hamilton Moore. And the fans to their feet. Cheerleaders with the Enloe flags. And we're 10 minutes and 16 seconds away from making a stunning statement in the Cap 7.
And Patrick, the electricity in the stadium, the enthusiasm, the energy. Enloe is playing great right now because of the fight, the hustle, and how hard they're playing. And it started here, a mistake by Sanderson, and then Enloe was able to execute to get it in the end zone.
And McNeil, the roughing the punter, led to this. It was a mere deflection. It was Caleb Harmon. Saltwater Seafood scoring summary, 11 plays, 82 yards. About 5 minutes, and now, boy, what's going through Kenneth Blocker's mind? You know, we talked about reading his emotions, leading your team from the top down, coming out of intermission, be poised. And boy, has his team responded. And now for Ben Kolstad, largest moment of adversity that Sanderson has faced all night.
Well, now they're going to have to play from behind here, and you know, both these offenses have been so good. The only really mistake Sanderson made was on that last drive not scoring a touchdown. I mean, it's these offenses have had to carry the way. And we'll see here a big drive. Sanderson's offense is fresh, and same with Enloe's defense. A lot of time over there to rest and recover.
Well, Marjan out to boot it away. I wonder what antics we'll see after he kicks it away.
He's feeling healthy.
Thank goodness, we were all really worried about that. There's a squib kick taken by an up man. Tyrell Ford running right, strung out and brought down outside of the 25-yard line. Excellent special teams coverage by the Eagles. .10:08 left, fourth quarter. And let's go downstairs to Aaron Summers. Aaron?
On the sidelines here, Coach Blocker grabbed his team and said, you guys, you know what happens when I get mad? I lose my voice. I'm starting to lose my voice, and you know, that makes me even more mad. So let's go out there and just finish it. They wanted physicality, so let's give it to them.
You won't like me when I'm angry.
There's nothing better than a coach that's funny, but it can get his point across. And Coach Blocker, we talked to him this week, a great coach, great person, but also great personality.
Baker into the flat and out to about the 30-yard line. And that's Bollinger on the reception. Well, if you're Sanderson, you maybe haven't been here at a Cap 7 game in quite some while, but this is a team with very good history. This is a team with a coach who is used to winning. This is a team and a head coach especially who has seen some challenging moments over his career. They know how to make the adjustments. They know how to calm your team down. Can they hear in enemy territory? Fourth quarter, 2.5 minutes gone. Second and short, pitch, Banks, first down. And Banks, boy, leveled a hit against Matt Perez and Justin Braswell.
And Sanderson running towards the left side. The line of scrimmage, you've got an injury down there. It's like a possible cramp.
Yeah, that's Banks. That's their top running back. So Banks trying to massage out that left calf after picking up a first down. Let's take a timeout. 9:19 left, fourth quarter. Enloe 35, Sanderson 28. Banks is down with a cramp. Fourth quarter continues from Enloe after this.
Saltwater Seafood has the freshest seafood in town and the best customer service.
Saltwater has the freshest seafood in town and the best staff.
Saltwater gets their fish fresh every morning.
Hey, Dante.
Check out the catch of the day at saltwaterseafoodnc.com and join our mailing list for weekly specials. Our fresh fish come daily from the North Carolina coast, and we're open every day but Monday.
I love their fresh fish right here at Saltwater.
Mike here from Leith Auto Park Honda in Cary, and we've got clearance pricing for a limited time on award-winning Accord, Civic, and CRV models. We don't play any games or gimmicks because we don't have to. Our amazing staff and tremendous selection keeps our customers happy, and our Leith Peace of Mind pricing keeps them coming back. You'll also get Auto Park for life. That's oil changes, loaner cars, and more, all at no cost to you. So hurry in to Leith Auto Park Honda for clearance pricing before time runs out. It's easier here.
There's a look at Colby Banks, senior running back for Sanderson. Just picked up a first down for the Spartans. 9:19 left fourth quarter, then facing a left leg cramp. I've had these, you've had these, many of us have had these. There may not be a stronger, more stifling pain than when you get that calf seizing up like Banks just felt, but fortunately he'll get some hydration and jog off to the sideline.
Good sign going over there, but it'll jolt you and it'll take you down for a minute, but it looks like he's kind of walking it off, and they need him. This offense, especially here in the fourth, they need their best players out on the field, and Banks, top running back.
And he's replaced now by Tyrell Ford. And again, keep in mind the conditioning not where it would normally be at this stage because of all the practice time missed with Hurricane Florence the last week and a half. Ford to the right to the quarterback, Trey Baker, and a pitch his way. Ford with some blockers ahead, knifes through, and then gets spun down around the 43-yard line. That'll make it second down and about 5.5 for Sanderson.
We're going to learn a lot about Sanderson's, talked about resiliency, playing under pressure here on this drive, and their offense needs to have success. They've gone to the option already twice, trying to get to the outside and use their speed on the edges.
So as Sanderson comes to the line, the clock will tick to 8:30 remaining fourth quarter. We may only have 2 more possessions left in regulation. A little trouble with this snap. The handoff. And stretching forward in slow motion for what could be a first down is Tyrell Ford. The other thing to also keep in mind is the officials will signal a Blue Cross Blue Shield first down. Remember, early in the third quarter, Ben Kolstad burned a timeout. They only have 2 left. So especially here, if Sanderson is stopped and Enloe gets the football back, you only have 2 shots to stop the clock, and Enloe is not throwing the football.
That's a great point, and you never know when you're going to need your timeout. But with only 2 in Coach Kolstad's pocket, that's a huge timeout they had to burn earlier.
That makes this possession so much more magnified. A juggling catch in the right slot. This will be first down yardage to almost the 40-yard line. And that is the first catch of the night for Henry Kohler. Had only 3 catches all year, but he's been one of their big play guys from time to time this year.
And Kohler there felt the pressure, able to focus on it. A huge conversion up front. Baker, plenty of time to throw the ball. He's really impressed me so much tonight, just with his ability to find the open wide receiver.
Colby Banks remains on the sideline. Here's a handoff. Max Webster, who had a first half touchdown, speeding through the middle, gets undercut inside the 30 to the 27. That'll be a pickup of 13 for Webster and another Blue Cross Blue Shield first down for Sanderson.
Webster, we've seen him hide behind the offensive line. Mays clearing out, blocking downfield. A couple nice blocks by the wide receivers, extending the run for Webster.
So first down for Sanderson. 7 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Sanderson down a touchdown. The entire student section standing for Enloe. Baker looking right, pressure up the middle. Throws it up for grabs near the end zone, and it is incomplete. Incomplete in front of the pylons, intended for Josh Jabrol. That pass made by Baker may be released a hair before he was ready because of the pressure up the middle by Jordan Miller.
Yeah, and Miller, he brought some heat there, and he looked like he had it right in his hand. The Brule had an opportunity there, high pointed the ball. And this Enloe defense, though, 2nd and 10, and Braswell getting his hand in there just to knock the ball out.
2nd and 10. Baker out of the gun. Design roll left with one block, but there, for one of the first times tonight, we call Christian Rory's name. Heading to play in the ACC at Duke, there is his largest defensive play of the game. He got one-on-one coverage on the sprint out to the left by the quarterback.
And surprised they rolled him out towards Rory. That's kind of the opposite side of where they want to go. They should go towards the right to help out Baker, who's right-handed, going right into pressure. Rory beating up front Mays for the tackle.
Well, this is absolutely 4-down territory, but it's a loss of 5. 3rd and 15 for Sanderson. Clock nearing 6 minutes left. Snap just beat the play clock. Baker steps up, throws the sideline through the fingers, a pump off on the sideline. 4th down. Banks back on the field, but now it's 4th and 15 as this one goes right through the fingertips, maybe a little bit high for Pawpaw.
And here on 4th down, the #1 key is if you're Enloe, you cannot allow Baker to get outside of the pocket and pick this up on a broken play or with his legs. You've got to keep him in the pocket here and beat you with his arm from inside the tackles.
Enloe sidelines knows this is the play that could take him to 5-0. Line reaches the 15. Baker hopping away from the pocket, got away from Rory, looking, heaving, pressure. He'll run down the sideline, puts his shoulder down, and where did he get? Did he get enough? And the officials come together. Where's the spot? Sanderson thinks they have it. They do not. Enloe stopping Baker on the scramble. And the Eagles up a touchdown. Have the football, turn it over. Sanderson on downs.
The Enloe defense did what they could not do, and that's allow Baker to get outside the pocket. But look at him keeping his eyes down the field to the very last moment and then finally deciding to go ahead and run for it. And boy, did he get close. We'll see where he went out of bounds.
He needed the 15. Just a little bit of a glancing blow, knocked him out of bounds. They will mark him at the 17, couple of yards short. 1st down carry, loose ball though, squirts over the sideline. First fumble we've seen all night. It was stripped out of the hands of Hamilton Moore. And another Spartan is down, perhaps more cramps. Hearts sprung into the throats of Enloe fans when this came out of Hamilton Moore's right arm. Just poked away, just the lightest of touches.
A little bit looser. You've got to hold the ball, all the points of pressure into your ribs. Another stoppage and play here.
So 5:36 remaining, 4th quarter. Enloe 35, Sanderson 28. Will step aside for the finish when we return.
Miller Mott understands skills. Miller Mott understands goals. Our career-focused medical clinical assistant training makes it easier for you to reach your goals. Kick off your new career training today at Miller Mott College in Cary.
Wherever the trail gets rough and the mud gets deep, you'll find a Toyota Tacoma. It's the best-selling compact pickup in America for 12 years. And it's not because we baby them. If you want to play, you need a Tacoma. Get 1.9% APR for 48 months, plus $1,000 bonus cash on the new 2018 Toyota Tacoma. That's 1.9% APR on the Toyota Tacoma. Toyota, let's go places.
Miller Mott understands skills. Miller Mott understands goals. Our career-focused medical clinical assistant training makes it easier for you to reach your goals. Kick off your new career training today at Miller Mott College in Cary.
Look at the very concerned Sanderson sideline because of the score and because of a teammate who still is down, Travion Gregory, their senior defensive lineman, with a sack and 13 tackles, coming in just now to his feet and walking to the far sideline. So it looks like Gregory is going to be okay. You can see him hold that right back of his hand against the lower back, right around the right hip area. That's a key loss for Sanderson's defense because they need the football back. And they have had a tough time stopping Canada blockers. Eagle offense here in this second half. 2 timeouts left for Sanderson. They're down by 7. Just turn it over on downs. And we'll see where the officials spot the football here after Hamilton Moore had the football stripped, but it went out of bounds to the right sideline. So the second down, called a loss of 5. And they go to Moore again. Not a lot of room here on the right side. And he's held up and dropped down at around the 17. So back to almost the original line of scrimmage. But here we are, Jay. It's 3rd down and long. You're deep in your own territory. You're up by a touchdown. You know how explosive the Sanderson offense is. What's your play call?
Well, this may be a shock, but honestly, I would keep the ball on the ground. I wouldn't put it in harm's way where you could stop the clock or a possible interception. You've had so much success with Moore, over 300 yards on the ball game. He's your best player. They'll continue to use the clock, but also, too, you never know when he's going to break one free. And I would continue to feed him the rock, even though it's 3rd and long.
So here we go on 3rd down. Hamilton Moore dances down the sideline, goes out of bounds. Depends on the spots, and he may have it. Sideline believes he does. And that will be enough for a 1st down. A patient run by Hamilton Moore, who's now pushing 330 yards tonight.
Missed tackle. Sanderson had to bring him down there. How many times have we seen him go to the left, then break it back towards the right, cross the field? Just, again, an example of his vision. I mean, he can kind of see out the back of his head, knows where the defenders are, being very elusive. 3rd and 11 there. Sanderson defense had him stop, and he found a way to pick up the 1st.
And a supersized Blue Cross Blue Shield 1st down. They keep it on the ground off the right side to about the 33. And now if you are Ben Kolstad, with the clock running at 4:30, you have 2 timeouts left. You did not get the stop on 3rd and 11. Now, at least in the back of your mind, you're thinking, when am I taking my 2 timeouts? Do I give my defense this set of downs before I start burning? That's probably the answer. Yeah. And now we get an officials stoppage. And I believe Hamilton Moore has an issue. And Hamilton Moore is being sent off. So Lynn Roberts, the referee, I don't know if this is an equipment issue or is this a blood issue on the jersey perhaps, but whatever it is, Hamilton Moore at about only maybe 330 yards comes off the field.
Some blood on his lip.
Yep.
And that's why they pulled him off the field.
Yeah, and there's he's held up by Christian Arori. So good recognition by the officials there that despite how superhuman Hamilton Moore has been in this game, has been sent to the sideline. And he is walking down the other sideline, still has his helmet in his left hand, but he's replaced the backfield. Clock winding down, 4:07 to go. Pressure against the quarterback and a spinning sack taken down by Parker House. Ball came loose, but the play was dead. And a penalty marker, though, was down. So a sack, but there's maybe a face mask or a hold. There's a face mask on Sanderson. New set of downs for Enloe.
This House here coming in the backfield. We'll see right here, beat his man, but then Wortham just grabbed him and twisted him right there in plain view. Now that 1st down, this clock going in below 4 minutes. Sanderson, they're going to have to start thinking about using their timeouts here coming up.
Yeah, I think this is the time now. As they spot the football at the 44, the clock begins. 3:50, 3:49. 1st down, Enloe. Everybody in the box. Handoff. Moore is back on the field and held up. Kind of a bear hug tackle made by Will Horner, holding on for dear life. 9 more for Christian Moore. He's close to 350.
Well, in Sanderson's defense, all 11 guys are playing about 7 yards from the line of scrimmage, but they only have really one contained defender in Enloe. love what they're doing right now. They're running the ball to the outside. If they get one kick-out block, there's open lane. So even though Sanderson's playing to stop the run, there's not really much pressure you see on the outside. If they, the top of the screen, if they run to the left and get to the outside, they're going to have a lot of room to run.
And because of the 8 yards, no chance to call a timeout. Here's a flag flies in, probably a hold on the offensive line. Clock will stop at 2:56. Would have been close to a first down for Hamilton Moore, and it is a holding infraction against Enloe. But when you give up 7 or 8 yards on first down, Ben Kolstad can't call a timeout because you need a defensive stop. The odds of stopping them on 2nd and 2 are minuscule.
His defense has got to help him out, especially, like you said, first down. They've got to get a stop so they can get the clock stopped, and then that will propel them to some success, hopefully on 2nd and 3rd down.
Now this is going to be the time for Ben Kolstad to use his timeouts. If his defense can get a stop right here on 2nd and 12, you're using one of your remaining 2 timeouts. So he's basically probably shoving all in of his chips to get a defensive stop right now. Otherwise, one more first down could propel Enloe to a stunner. Biggest play of the game defensively for the Spartans. And watch Hamilton Moore. They don't go his way. It's O'Neal, and he's dragged down in the backfield. Tackled by Max Webster. And a timeout taken as Ben Kolstad runs onto the field about 10 yards. Got the attention of one of the officials. No gain. 1 timeout left for Sanderson. And it's 3rd down and 12.
And Horner and Webster came on 8 gap blitzes right up the middle, and O'Neal couldn't get to the outside, but that was a huge stop now. And 3rd down, we saw them not elect to throw the ball. The previous 3rd down, they ran the ball with Moore still on 3rd down, so I would expect the ball to be on the ground here.
All right, 35-28 is the lead for Enloe. Let's get to our Miller Mott play of the game tonight, brought to you by Miller Mott. And Jay, here it is on this 4th down opportunity for Sanderson late in the 3rd quarter.
Baker getting outside, very dangerous, and then Daydow getting his hand up right at the last minute. And that was such a huge stop. We'll see him get it up there. Ricochet that ball. Could have been a touchdown, but he knocked it down, and that was the first stop this Enloe defense has had, and they needed it because they had the momentum on offense, and that propelled them to really get it back to the offensive side and get them the lead.
And that number on his jersey may be the 5th straight win and perhaps the biggest one in this decade for Enloe. Miller Mott College play of the game. Miller Mott, changing futures, changing lives. Kick off your new career with Miller Mott. It is the play of the game for the defense for Sanderson. 3rd down and 12. The line to reach is the Sanderson 46. Enloe by 7. Here they come with pressure. Flushed out. Wortham tosses. Finds his man. The freshman, Isaiah Jacobs, makes the grab. Down to the 32-yard line. What a gamble. What a gutsy play call. A shot of courage by Ken Blocker. Wortham to the freshman, Isaiah Jacobs. And that may be the nail in the coffin for Sanderson.
And Wortham rolled to his left, thrown across his body, and Jacobs earlier in the game had an opportunity, but here stepping up the freshman, a pivotal moment, having trust and faith in your freshman, and a huge conversion for the Eagles.
And now if Enloe can simply protect the football, this game is theirs, but no, Hamilton Moore, once more, touchdown Enloe! Hamilton Moore cements a legacy night for the Enloe Eagles.
And this isn't only talent, this is toughness. He's been the focal point of the Sanderson defense all night, and for him to come through for his team when they were down and then close this ball game out with them having the lead. So much toughness, fight Moore has shown here tonight.
Unofficially, Hamilton Moore has 360 plus yards tonight for Enloe. Extra point booted through. 42-28 Enloe. Remember, he missed a couple of plays with that left knee injury, but when they needed him most, they found him. Meanwhile, remember, The Enloe defense has pitched a shutout in this second half against Sanderson.
It's been amazing to see what they've been able to do on defense, bending but not breaking, but also working with their offense. Their offense recognized their defense was out on the field having a tough time, and then they took over here in the second half, and it's all been Moore and his ability on the ground to control the line of scrimmage and be a physical presence in the running game.
Well, we've seen some joystick moves tonight by Hamilton Moore. Saltwater Seafood scoring summary, 84 yards in 8 plays, punctuated by this touchdown run, 36 yards from Hamilton Moore. Enloe by 2 touchdowns. Let's go downstairs to Aaron Summers. Aaron.
Patrick, you called that pass play a gutsy call from Coach Blocker, but he said that his quarterback, Wortham, spent all last season by his side, and he has complete confidence in his deep ball. He said even though he's only 5'8", he isn't afraid to let it go. And actually, that wide receiver, Isaiah Jacobs, he's 6'3", and he's a great target for him.
Sanderson down 2 scores. This one's not over yet. Returnable kick. Kirkland to about the 25. Well, now, if you're Ben Kolstad, here's what you need. A quick score, which you did several times the first half, and the recovery of an onside kick, which is utterly possible. So 2:09 to go. You still have 1 timeout. All is not lost. The backs are against the wall for Sanderson.
You've got a great quarterback that's been accurate all night, so the biggest key for them here is just take what the defense gives you, and you've got to depend on your wide receivers to get yards after the catch, to get out of bounds, and get some explosive plays.
Drive begins from the 25, a long field for Trey Baker. And he throws deep down the middle, has a man a bit underthrown. And looking for a penalty, popping out there is Josh DeBrule, but no flag comes in. More of a hopeful ask than a legitimate one.
And for the Enloe defense, you cannot allow anything over your head. The linebackers going deep there. Safeties playing further back now, starting off about 15 yards deep.
Well, now let's watch number 9, Christian Rory. Setting up on the right defensive end position, one-on-one. Dumped off underneath Bollinger. And a one-on-one tackle by Bryce Rogers, the senior. Keeps Bollinger in bounds. The clock at 1:53. And the final timeout taken by Sanderson.
This Enloe defense, don't they look completely different in the first quarter? I mean, things were looking bleak. They weren't looking well. They looked tired. And now they look fresh. I mean, look at the pressure, the pursuit here going after this ball.
Well, without getting too overdramatic, I still traced it all back to Dowdu's deflection to the right corner of the end zone on a 4th down play for Sanderson. That just seemed to inject the entire Enloe defense that was challenged by their head coach at halftime. They hadn't stopped Sanderson the entire first half.
That was their first stop, but it kind of gave them that belief that, hey, even though they're getting a lot of yards, we can stop them, especially in the red zone. This is right. That changed the course of this game.
3rd down and 7. No timeouts left for Sanderson. Baker looking left, sideline pattern. And that is enough for a first down. Justin Daniel on the reception. Well, I thought it was enough for a first down. He might be a little bit short. That's on Daniel. He has to get to the sticks. He's about a half-yard short, it appears.
Got to know where the first down marker is, and you've got to adjust your route to make sure that even if the ball comes back, you're still going to have enough to get the first.
Now that puts everything on this play. It's 4th down. They need a yard. Daniel broke off the route too early. And that was an underneath pass that Enloe was conceding. And the clock issue, they're going to put time back on the clock. The clock did not stop when Daniel went out of bounds. But they may put a few more seconds back on the clock. They're going to put 1:45 on the clock, so they will add 13 seconds. But it still will be a 4th down. This is This is check and almost checkmate for Enloe. The King is on the run if you're the Spartans.
This has been a fun ball game.
Colby Banks back on the field. Pass to Daniel. Grabs it. He does have a first down here and a little bit more. Can't get out of bounds and takes a wicked hit at about the 46-yard line by Justin Braswell.
Look at this move by Daniel. Juke there, cut inside, and getting closer to midfield. Now Sanderson, at some point here, they're going to have to score quickly.
Deep down the middle, has a man, deflected and almost brought in by Popoff. That tip looked intentional by Popoff. It was a little high, maybe behind him. I think he tried to tip it to himself on the run. He just missed.
There's a seam right down the middle, and he beat coverage. Oh, and that could have been the big play. That could have been the touchdown. A little bit too high, not able to bring it in.
1:29 remaining. No timeouts for Sanderson. They trail by 14. Trey Baker out of the gun. Banks will be the release. They throw all the way across the field. Bollinger they grab, darts down the sideline, takes it out of bounds, and the clock will stop at 1:20. There's a long throw across the field by Baker. And it looks like he's about 1.5 yards shy. Good. Officials timeout. Enloe's Daniel Bryant hobbled off a bit heading to the sideline. So Sanderson has it at the 45. They have time to score again if they just keep flaring it out to the sideline or take a long shot downfield. They've already converted 1 4th down on this must-score drive. And the clock holding at 1:20 as Bollinger took that reception out of bounds. 2nd and 1. 3-man rush, sideline pass, and it is complete at the 36-yard line. Josh DeBrule.
Sanderson wide receivers running precise routes, great timing. Nothing really big, nothing dramatic down the field. Just taking every inch they can get and trying to put themselves in a position here.
6 seconds to pick up about 9 yards. 1:14 in a rolling. Baker across the middle. Running back screen. Banks inside the 25 to the 24. And that should be enough to stop the clock. It will be a Blue Cross Blue Shield first down for Sanderson. So the clock will stop momentarily as they set the football. And Sanderson with 1 minute left. Baker needs to take a shot in the end zone. He does right here to the sideline and broke it up at the last moment. Daquan Rogers covering just in time. Looking for DeBrule again in the end zone. 2nd down.
Another DB getting his hand up just at the right moment. Rogers, possible touchdown. Turning his head was key. They're looking for the football right at the last minute.
50 seconds left. Baker quick to the sideline. Daniel shoved out menacingly by John Wright. Stops the clock at 45.
Sanderson very composed, calm on this drive. And again, they know they still have a chance here, but they're not doing anything crazy, throwing deep shots, throwing Hail Marys. They're just taking what the defense gives them. And again, now they're going to have an opportunity here to try to get a score on the board.
3rd down. They need 2 scores. Baker tucks it, runs it. He has to get a first down or else the clock stops. He takes a malicious hit. The clock will stop. His brain might have stopped for a moment. 35 seconds left. They move the chains. One more Blue Cross Blue Shield. First down.
Thankful everybody's okay there. That was a collision. I mean, that's about as hard as a hit you'll see in high school.
And now spiking the football is Trey Baker. Stops the clock at 32 seconds. Boy, let's go back to this last hit. He knew it was coming. He was looking right at it. It came from the side. Matt Perez, number 55, unloaded.
And now for Sanderson. within the 10-yard line, you've got to take shots at the end zone. You've got to score, because if you score, you've got to have enough time after an onside kick if you recover it.
Second and goal. Baker looking right, across the middle, has a man, and connects. Touchdown, Sanderson. Dylan Bollinger on a deep slant from 9 yards out. And there's the score that Sanderson needed, but they need the extra point. They need an onside kick and a recovery, and one more score. They have 27 seconds left on that Leith Auto Park Honda touchdown reception by Dylan Bollinger.
And Baker really stayed patient there, letting that play develop, letting Bollinger come across the field. You're right, that was kind of a delayed slant there that really took a lot of time to develop. They're very patient, plenty of time up front for him to throw the ball.
All right, so Bender does the job on the extra point. Now can Bender do the job on the onside kick? And Jay, you played a lot of football in your time, high school, college football at East Carolina University. How often during a high school practices and game week do head coaches run through onside kicks?
Well, I'll tell you, we did it every Thursday in practice. So really once a week we did it for about 10 or 15 minutes, but we didn't have full pads on because you can't risk injury. And an onside kick is a collision. And here on the scoring drive, Sanderson, great job going down the field, but it's all going to come down to this onside kick. And back to the situation here. If you're on the receiving end here, you got some nerves on you. I don't care what anybody says, because this is the pivotal part of the game, and pretty much if you're on that front line, the ball's either coming to you or somebody's going to come and try to take your head off. So there's going to be a collision. And for Sanderson, you've got to have your kicker give you a great kick, get some bounce on the ball, get the ball up in the air, but you just got to try to demolish everybody, find the ball, and hope that it's still kicking on the ground.
There's the Ken Blocker talking to his hands teams. You're talking running backs, you're talking wide receivers, defensive backs. Now for Sanderson's perspective, as Hampton Bender puts the football on the tee, they need to be aggressive, but they can't make contact going for this football until it goes 10 yards. Sometimes they can get a little bit too amped up and get there just before it crosses that 10-yard line. So a lot of discipline, aggressive discipline it takes from the kicking team. If Sanderson recovers, we'll have about 24 seconds to tie the game. If Enloe recovers this onside kick, there will be a celebration here like they haven't seen in a decade. And here's the onside kick, and it looked like it was recovered by Sanderson with momentum going forward. No call yet. The officials coming in. I think Sanderson has it. No signal. The kicker, Bender, comes out of there with it. Still no signal. Still no signal. The officials confer. Did Hampton Bender recover his own onside kick? Which way will Lynn Roberts point?
I think he just said, I don't think it went 10.
Wow. Sanderson football! Hampton Bender kicked the onside kick and came out of the pile with the football.
Let's see if it went 10. It went 10.
It went 10. It went 12. And he just followed it on his own with teammates to his right and left. And the kicker grabbed it and took it to the 45-yard line.
The Enloe return team, they kind of just stayed on their heels. They didn't come up and get it.
23 seconds left. Is this a Friday night miracle for Sanderson? Baker to the sideline. Catch made. Tackle missed. Pop down the sideline, and that will stop the clock to the 28 with 15 seconds left. That probably gives Ben Kolstad's Spartans 3 plays at the most.
Well, Sanderson, they're not giving up here. A big play on special teams, and now Baker, the strong quarterback, only the junior, continuing to drive his team down the field. Plenty of options on the outside.
Trey Baker. Is this a moment in history for the junior? Deep drop to the sideline. Reception, Bollinger. Down the side, he goes out of bounds. 8.6 left to go. And they are inside the Wake 86 at green zone one more time. They're going to have one, maybe two shots from the 17-yard line. And now we have a timeout taken by Enloe. They had 3. Oh, what a moment of adversity for Ken Blocker's Enloe defense. They thought this game was over with about 3 minutes left when they went up by 2 scores.
And both teams have faced pressure throughout this ball game. And here, 8.6, and Patrick, there's enough time to maybe get off 2,
yeah.
But here with the home clock, it may run a little bit. So
about an extra half second.
Yes, you've got to kind of think in your mind if you're Sanderson, hey, this is our one play, and kind of put all your eggs in the basket here.
By the way, Lynn Roberts and the officials, after that long conference, credit to the officials. They got that onside kick call correct. They took their time. They made the right call. 8.6 left. Popoff, the left slot. Daniel to his left. They have Colby Banks in the backfield simply for protection purposes. And Dylan Bollinger, the senior wideout, stacked to the right side along with Henry Kohler. Depending on how long it takes Baker to make this throw will determine whether they are thinking this is their last play or if they're going to add 9/10 of a second to the clock, 9.5. That's the right call as well. So now you're talking a likelihood of 2 plays.
Yeah, and we've seen Baker be at his best rolling out. I would sprint him out towards the right, let us use his arms or his legs here, but tell him, hey, you've got to get rid of this ball quickly. Let him have that clock in his head to know he's got to get rid of it after a couple steps.
All right, here we go. Sanderson needs a touchdown. Is it Enloe's moment? Baker taking his time, looking. This may be the final play. Dumps it off. Flags are down. The pass is dropped. And I think Banks maybe did that intentionally to stop the clock because that was not going to the end zone. That's a really heads-up play by Banks, but I think there's also going to be a hold on Sanderson. 2.6 left. And meanwhile, Daniel Bryant, one of the defensive linemen for Enloe, has his helmet off. He's going to have to leave for the final play. No signal yet on the penalty. It's a personal foul. It's a face mask on Sanderson. Uh-oh.
Wow.
That'll change the play call for Ben Kolstad.
We'll see it right up front, 75.
Well, that's why I lost the helmet.
68, George Mitchell.
You know, shouldn't there be a rule that if a play like that knocks your helmet off by nothing of your own volition that you're allowed to stay in the game? Why should he get penalized?
I believe so. I mean, he should be able to stay in the game. I know with safety concerns, but there, especially here being the last ball play, you want to be in the game.
So Daniel Bryant to the sideline. He's their biggest cheerleader. With the penalty, they push it all the way back to the 34-yard line, and this is the game. Sanderson needs a touchdown to force overtime. 2.6 left. 4 receivers for the Spartans. Baker under no pressure. 3-man rush. Heaves it. Left corner of the end zone is up for grabs. It's intercepted by Enloe. Intercepted by Enloe. John Wright cements a historic win for the Enloe Eagles. 3 years ago, winless. 3 years later, 5-0. And slaying the Sanderson Spartans to went to the 3rd round of the state playoffs last year. Cap 7 meet the Enloe Eagles. 42-35, Enloe beats Sanderson.
And what a huge win for this program. What a turnaround the past couple of years. But this season, the ability they've shown offensively, defensively, and especially in this game, when things look bleak, they found a way to come back. They got in the driver's seat, and then they finished the ball game. Even when the special teams play, the onside kick didn't go their way. They didn't fall down, they got back up and closed out the ball game. Both these teams have a bright future this season, but Enloe, what a win for their program.
This may not have been a rivalry before tonight. It is now. Appropriately, my RDC's Friday Night Rivals, presented by My Computer Career, is over. Enloe remains undefeated, 42-35 over Sanderson. Back with more from Enloe High School after this.
I'm a student athlete, which means I'm still learning.
I'm still growing.
I'm getting important lessons about perseverance, teamwork,
determination, respect, and dedication through playing sports at my school.
Mom, Dad, Coach, in a few years,
I'll probably forget a lot of the details, but I won't forget the lessons I learned
from the way you act towards my teammates,
coaches, referees, and other fans. What kind of lesson do you want me to learn? I'm watching.
Sportsmanship, together we make the right call.
This message has been brought to you by the North Carolina High School Athletic Association.
From the rugged who needs roads you to the earth-loving green juice drinking you. At Kia, we put the U in SUV. Get $3,500 total cash on a 2019 Sorento V6 when financed through Kia Motors Finance.
It doesn't matter how you do it, just 86 it.
Stepping into the unknown, it can be difficult to find the way. But with the compassion of the cross and the security of the shield, obstacles become openings. As we have for over 80 years, we'll continue to light the way, helping families find the right coverage in all 100 counties, giving you the power to shine forward to whatever awaits tomorrow. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of North Carolina. Live fearless.
From the rugged who needs roads you to the earth-loving green juice drinking you. At Kia, we put the U in SUV. Get 0% APR for 60 months plus $500 SUV bonus cash on the 2019 Sorento.
A shocker is a final. Enloe remains undefeated, gets to 5-0, 42-35 over Sanderson. Aaron Summers is with a happy bunch of Eagles down in the field. Aaron?
Coach Blocker, it came down to the very last few seconds there. I see it in your eyes, emotional game. How impressed are you with the way your team responded?
This is huge for the team. This is huge for the school to respond in such a manner. And the reason why is because I was here when Enloe would quit at games like this. And for these guys to fight back the way that they did and stick with the game plan and fight amongst adversity all the way down to the very end, it makes me emotional because I've seen the bad times. And so to be on the other end of this now and be able to control our own destiny moving forward is something that I hope that everybody is proud, from the players to the parents to the fans to the school, because these guys work hard. The tears are not for me. The tears are for them, because our slogan is make them believe. And, you know, we listen to everybody talk about how, you know, oh, Enloe, this is their first test, this is their first test. The biggest test that we've ever had is the test of ourselves. As long as we're confident and we come into every game confident, teams are going to have to play us tough, because we're not going to quit. And today they didn't quit, and it makes us feel great. And I can't wait to celebrate with these guys and cry. So, you know, let's go ahead with it.
No. So a 5-0 start.
Yes, sir.
How is that making people believe in Enloe football?
I don't know. We'll find out, because this is the first time it's ever happened for Enloe, right, guys?
Yeah! All right, here's your trophy.
Hey, we got hardware.
This is what makes high school sports high school sports. They should erect a statue right now here at Enloe High for Ken Blocker. The emotion, the words quivering out of his voice, Jay Sohnhalter. This is what makes high school sports so beautiful.
Yeah, and that's why it's the best, because the care from the coaches, the players, and moments like this where, you know, this program has seen bad days, and now they're seeing the best of the days. And all the time and commitment they've all put into it, and to just see the excitement, and they deserve this. The happiness And this is truly what makes it the best. This is what makes my experience from high school the best, is the excitement of winning a ball game, and this meaning so much to the Enloe community.
And what I love about this last picture, one last comment, that was number 52, C.J. Shepard, a freshman. You know what his responsibilities are when Hamilton Moore and Christian Rory are gone? It's to continue to build what Ken Blocker has done with this program and what we have witnessed here tonight. 6 touchdowns, all of them for Enloe tonight for Hamilton Moore. 376 yards. Enloe to 5-0 as they beat Sanderson. Well, all of us here would like to take a moment to thank the wonderful folks at My Computer Career, Oxner and Piermar, and Hendrick Chevrolet, who make these games possible for all of our viewers at home. We'd also like to thank all of our other great supporters for their contributions to our Friday Night Rivals telecast. Wake 86 at Blue Cross Blue Shield in North Carolina, the United States Marines, Miller Mott College, Auto Parkana, Saltwater Seafood, and Next Care. And we'd especially like to thank tonight's participating high schools and their administrators for their support, Sanderson High and our host, Enloe. Watch next week. Jordan takes on the Hillside Hornets. For Jay Sonhalter, Aaron Summers, Patrick Keenis saying good night from Enloe.